Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tabletop Notch. Thank you for bearing with us with our stop and start countdown. We're having possibly some internet issues. We'll continue to monitor them.
The suspense is killing us.
Hopefully we won't have any issues going forward, but we will continue to monitor the situation. Thank you all so much for joining us, as always.
Hi.
We will be diving back into chapter 77 of A Peek Beneath the Veil. It will be an episode following a little hyphenated simultaneous combat on both ends of Navika-Pura. Our debt to the Radiran elves, hopefully mostly cleared, at least with Sketskier. Anyway.
Entirely, I don't think I have to talk to a Radiran elf ever again.
Yep.
You know, now that you've said that, that's definitely not.
You see one and you're like, I don't know you shit, don't come near me.
Don't look at me. Look at me. Don't look at me.
Guys, like...
And then on the other end, a sort of unexpected ambush in the night at Mohan Fowler's house. But we will get into the recap and more details on that soon. First, anything anyone wants to say? Shout out, things to talk about.
The follower emotes are still missing, at least on my app.
Was there some in the chat there? I thought I saw it.
Oh yes, Legendary Alex, Legendary Action Alex. Thank you very much.
Oh, Shades of Blue as well.
Oh, Shades was there.
Woo! 26 months!
26
Damn.
26 months.
That's so much D&D.
That is so what are you so
A lot of months, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Podcast is available every Tuesday. It goes up on Apple, Spotify, and all the... It goes right up on Tuesday. It goes right up on Tuesday.
It gets stuck sometimes.
On Apple, Spotify, and all the other ones. And we're premiering the VOD on Fridays on YouTube. And we're in the chat. Sometimes we can't chat while we're playing, but when we're all watching together, we can all chat.
At 5 p.m.
At 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Little action replay of the events of the Sunday before. And without further ado...
Yes.
The moment you all are here for.
Yeah, this is why
Should we do this at the end so people have to watch?
Yeah, right. This is
I watched 3.5 hours of D&D just to find out what day it was.
Guys, there's some really interesting things happening today.
We love.
It's National Pickle Day.
Oh.
I'm a fan.
I
I'm
love
a huge
pickle.
fan of pickles.
Well, that's
so it is a great one to celebrate.
Have a
And
pickle.
while you're eating a pickle, don't you just feel like you should loosen up and lighten up? Because it's Loosen Up and Lighten Up Day. And how do you not smile and not eat a pickle?
Why don't you tell that to Hatchet? Who's
Yeah,
I'm lighting.
And
try that strategy on Hatchet.
Have a
have a
you know
pickle
that?
and like give us a discount. Okay, so and as you're doing that and you're feeling great, grab your teddy bear because it's National American Teddy Bear Day.
American?
American
So I shouldn't
teddy bear.
grab my teddy bear.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not allowed to celebrate.
You shouldn't grab
You can
mine.
have your spicy guacamole though because I'll add that one in as National Spicy Guacamole Day.
It's what?
National
Wasn't that the
Spicy
first one?
Guacamole?
National Spicy Guacamole Day. Not
So-
regular, just spicy.
Oh.
Should have gone to get some guacamole today.
Regular
That sounds really
guacamole
good.
feels
Yes,
disrespectful.
May I suggest the Holy Guacamole individual cups? It really...
We're not sponsored by those.
It's
Don't
what?
shout them out.
Well, one day we
Holy
could.
guacamole? Sponsorship?
I would eat guacamole every stream. If
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
with
God.
a spoon.
Oh, yeah.
With a pickle.
I'll see what I can
With a
do.
pickle.
I'll reach out.
Supposedly, Comrade Tortel also subbed. I
you
don't know
might
if
do
I
that.
believe him.
Could be lying.
But I'll give him a half.
Wouldn't
of
you
it.
see a notification?
Well, that's the thing. He's like, mine didn't show up. So a half of a thank you
Suspicious.
for
Very
It may have shown up when we were restarting our stream, so
I like
it's my
this.
sincerest
Why
apology.
don't you just sub again just to be sure?
Do an
We'll
extra
get to
26
know.
months.
All right, everybody, we're going to throw it over to the
Shut
intro.
up.
We'll come back, we'll do the recap, and then we'll dive in.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Welcome back. I think we might be good. Sorry, we're checking a framing issue. We were a little pressed for time today. Ooh, there's my hand. I think
there
we're
it
good.
is.
We're gonna roll with it.
Love it.
I'm sure no one noticed until I just stuck my giant hand up there.
Everyone's like, it looks
Everyone
great.
got close to the
TV
right
is like,
there. All right. In chapter 76, draw it up, knock 'em dead. Graven and Beezaura confronted the inscrutable owner of the Mycrawl Den, who was displeased with our presence, and even more so by our questions regarding the murdered Tiefling. Shay had some kind of arrangement to provide a safe space for the use of narcotics, though we got the sense that it was profit-driven more than altruistic, and she didn't have much to tell us that we didn't already know. The one name that resurfaced from earlier was Palomar Franco, a gentle void dock worker and tinkerer of magical items, but the connection seemed weak at best, and as Beezaura had learned from Mohan Fowler during their time catching up, he wasn't the kind of guy to freely talk to outsiders. Determined not to rest before getting something done that maybe resembled a lead, Graven suggested we return once more to the Mycrawl dealer Hatchet. But before that, a brief stop at Reciprocity proved to be yet another roadblock, with Senka Uberti quite peeved at our questioning of her staff during work hours. Senka scolded us through a note, but it was nothing compared to the verbal lashing we were about to receive at all hands on deck, where Hatchet laid out what we were learning the hard way, which was that gaining the trust of Navika-Pura's citizens was rarely something that happened over the course of just a day. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of Naupa, we outlined our plan of attack against the Cruxia bandits, starting with a bit of scouting that gave Orba and Safira a chance to sit and mentally ready themselves for a long night that was getting even longer. Without our full party, we planned to utilize the element of surprise to its fullest, and we spared no resource to push the odds in our favor, ingesting antitoxins, Orba's invigorating urn, and even a precious charcoal and collie pellet to neutralize Erland's drunken state that he'd been unable to shake off up to this point. Hiding in the forest that surrounded the cabin, a coordinated volley of ranged attacks eliminated the man on watch before he could even utter a sound. A promising start, allowing Erland to further push the advantage by quietly hiding the body out of sight. When the next of the Cruxia came to relieve his companion, we employed a similar strategy, but an untimely miss by our guide Yanyol allowed the bandit to call for help before succumbing to his wounds. From this point forward, it was a small-scale siege, and oddly enough, things were taking a similar turn on the coast, where Beezaura and Graven had taken up Mohan Fowler's offer to use his guest room for the evening. Unfortunately, the roles were reversed, with unseen attackers infiltrating the house to take a shot at us in our sleep. The sounds woke Mohan, and on both ends, all hell broke loose. Flashes of steel, loosed arrows, vials of poison, and crippling dark magic curses. By playing mostly out of their range, we picked away at the Cruxia until Erland saw an opportunity to end the fight with a close-quarters flurry of blows that utilized a new vine-sprouting skill we hadn't seen before. Beezaura got revenge on her would-be assassins with a thunderous blow from her flail, despite the calls from Graven to leave a survivor. But it ultimately may not have made a difference, as Mohan seemed certain he knew why they had come. With the battlefield cleared, so too was our debt. And as a grateful Yanyol found the captured Redirans still alive, and most of their medical supplies intact, we did a bit of scrounging, and began the walk back to the Upa alehouse while the others surveyed the scene. Bloody in their undergarments, we asked ourselves, who would have been so bold as to attempt an assassination under the roof of a high-ranking member of the Gentle Void? Would turning our reputation around with the Redirans pay off in the future, or was simply doing a good deed enough? And just to be super extra sure, should we swing by the deck one more time and ask Hatchet if he wants to do us a favor?
Shut it.
We find out now
Why not,
on
right?
chapter
Yeah, why
77 of A Peek Beneath the Veil.
Amazing.
Extricating his hatchet from a pulpy skull, Mohan straightens, and he arches his back, sore from the leap and the landing more so than any kind of wounds he sustained, which were collateral at best considering most of the assassin's attacks were targeted at Beezaura. For the bodies that are face down on the ground, he uses his bare foot to kind of push them over until he can see their faces, shaking his head at each one, but never surprised by what he sees. Finally, he looks back and he points a bloodied axe at Beezaura. I just fucking bought this underwear. And now it's covered in blood.
Are we even safe here?
And he kind of ignores Graven a little bit and continues to address Beezaura.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience, as always.
Yeah, look around. I'm sure you recognize a few. Every one of these men and women was there during your escape at Leopold's. It would seem there's a little bit of resentment harbored among some of your companions, formerly, for these theatrics. Certainly a few that took punishment or demotion letting you escape. This is exactly what I was fucking talking about. The Gentle Void used to organize for shit that meant a damn thing, not this petty personal shit. What a fucking mess. And this notion that every slight, every perceived disrespect has to be reprimanded with violence. You know, it wouldn't hurt sometimes to just let it fucking go. Nobody died during your escape, and yet look here, bodies abound. Now, was that worth it?
I don't think so.
And you know what the worst part is? That if they managed to kill you, and a couple of their friends died in the process, that wouldn't be a mark of shame that you got your friends killed. It would be a badge of courage that you were the one who made it out alive. Mission accomplished. It's horseshit, all of it. But that's how the young GVs think you climb rank nowadays.
When did that all start?
It didn't happen all at once. You know the story, the Gentle Void used to act out against the crown, but nowadays, bigger they grow, it just gets worse and worse.
Do you have any thoughts of who exactly sent them?
I'm close to most of my men and women here, but to answer your question, I don't think there's going to be attacks beyond this one, especially after I put the fear of gods in them for this betrayal.
Well, you didn't think that this one was going to happen either, did you?
No.
You had seen that she was around town. People had told you. You knew that the word was out there. I'm not saying that you even imagined that this would happen, but the fact that it can happen once means that it can happen again.
Well, I'm telling you right now that I'm looking at all these faces. And the ones that I know for a fact harbored some deep resentment, they're all here, and they're all dead. But still, I hear you. And we should probably take shifts tonight all the same.
Should we do anything with the bodies? Hide them, burn them, drown them?
Help me stack them up in one of the hay sheds. I'll get someone to covertly take them over to the Navika burial grounds tomorrow.
Were any of these still friends of yours?
Wouldn't call them close, but I don't know, when you're in charge, it's hard to tell who's really a friend and who's just following orders.
I see. Well, thank you again.
Yeah.
I seem to owe my entire existence to you now.
I wish it didn't have to be that way.
Me too.
This little sleepover might have to be a one-time thing for appearance's sake.
Do you have any recommendations of where to go?
Any of the usual places where you can rent a room, unless you got a friend you can stay with.
That abandoned Broken Crown outpost on the way into the area.
What about it?
No, is it... Nobody hangs around there, do they?
My crawl users, squatters, people without a home. It's abandoned. People go in and out of there sometimes, get shelter from the rain.
We could go under the radar there, is what I'm saying.
You can go wherever you want. I'm not leaving my home. But like I said, stay up here tonight. We'll take shifts.
Okay.
Can I start going through the pockets
pockets of the
Sure.
dead.
Give me an investigation.
Knowing that assassins maybe not carrying all their valuables with them. Investigation.
He sees you start to look and sort of pat down some of the bodies. He's sort of watching you go.
Oh, natural 20.
If they got coin on them, you take that. Personal effects, they go with them to the grave. You understand me?
Fine.
I don't respect these few that came here because of what they did, but I still fought alongside them, and they deserve a healthy grave.
Understood.
And he starts to kind of drag a couple toward that sort of shed that has filled with hay and some sort of farming supplies there. He begins to sort of drag the bodies. So as you kind of pat a few of the bodies down around you, they have their weapons. They do have some rudimentary coin purses that looks like as you kind of rummage through their stuff, it totals up to about 8 gold, 5 silver that he did say you could take. And there are nothing that you immediately recognize as sort of magical or with a symbol or anything that you recognize, but there are pieces of jewelry that people have on them. Again, he said not to take those. You could try to take them stealthily or quietly, but there's rings, necklaces, pieces of jewelry.
But nothing in notes or anything other.
No, and as you cleverly deduced, it seems like they prepared for this. They didn't just have all their stuff on them and say, "Hey, we should go over." They're not carrying much with them.
Not like
the note
us.
with the address, Raven looks like this.
From
So you're saying the
They
smarter
have
than we
nothing
are?
in their pockets. I mean, it looks like they went home, dropped off their stuff, and then came here to do this. I mean, it looked planned and advanced based on what you
Yeah,
saw.
we have all our shit with us now.
I will not push my luck. I will not try to pocket anything else.
Okay.
Just the gold.
Sure.
Graven,
Yes.
since he is awake now, do you want to ask him about the deaths and if he knows anything?
Sure.
As we're working together here, we seem to be hitting a lot of dead ends and attitude in this town when it comes to asking around about things.
I warned Beezaura that might happen.
Everyone seems to think this Thorsten is a mockery for thinking that the murders were connected. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, the militia reserve's been a joke for a long time. Can you blame them? Did you go there?
Yes, but it's not a reason to write off hard evidence like I've seen.
I understand that a couple people take a look at it and didn't find anything. You got something that says different?
Well, you worked with Christopher.
Yeah.
Nothing about it was his home and his workstation searched. Anything that he looked like he was getting into nefarious.
I understand that, yeah, people went through his personal effects after he died, especially his friend Vane. I know they're close. Wasn't found anything as far as I knew. And look, I know that the docks aren't exactly spotless when it comes to things coming in and out of the ships, but unless it's something that, draws the attention of the authorities at large, I mostly let it go or look the other way. They're trying to bring in something from the other continent so they can sell it here for a profit. What do I give a shit?
What about is there any butting of heads around here between people who didn't want the influence of the mall affairs in this part of the country?
There's plenty of those. I'd say you're more likely to find someone who's against it than who's for it. I know the Steederway thing is... They're hoping that's going to change people's minds, I guess. That this is public works.
I understand that it's almost finished at this point.
Yeah, so do I.
We know about at least one hiccup that they had in Nagarwas.
Yeah, I heard it shut down briefly.
Right, well, we helped open it back up. Has there been anything like that here? Any conspicuous closings or roadblocks that they hit?
Not that I know of, but the person to ask would be Mavil Guthrie. She works at the short ports. And the entrance to the Steederway in Wamparani Na, again, not open and functional yet. It's on the other side of the river, which sort of puts it more in their territory than mine.
Mavil.
Mavil, M-A-V-O-L, Mavil.
Are they Gentle Void?
Yeah, short ports are general void too, mostly.
So she and McKenna work together.
Yeah, McKenna's her second.
Okay. I imagine you spoke to him about the other thing that we're tracking down at the moment. If I bring that
Yes.
up, I won't be out of place.
No, he knows that I'm looking for number 2.
At this point, why? Perhaps they're connected. The disappearance of Mr. 2 and the murders.
You got anything that says those things are together?
No, but
I know of an assassin who's been in the area.
Look, like I said, unless you got something more than that, I don't know whose attention you're gonna get. People look out for their own here in Navika-Pura. There isn't really a greater authority that you can appeal to other than the Broken Crown, but they got reputation problems of their own.
do you think the assassin's the one that sent all these people? Because I haven't gotten back to him.
I doubt it.
You haven't seen or heard from him.
No.
That's good at least.
These people here, they all got clear agenda to me. Beezaura did them wrong. They're looking to right that wrong.
They must have banded together.
I imagine they got together after they saw you, hatched a plan. I'm gonna look into that tomorrow, make sure that nobody else is still harboring resentments and is still out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not doing it for you, but I'll take the thanks anyway.
Do you feel safe being on your own?
Yeah, they won't come for me.
Okay.
Can I give you anything in return for all you've done?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I know the one request was not to wake you tonight, and I'm sorry I had to break that promise.
You know, the problem for you is I still gotta get up early and leave in the morning, so I'll take the first shift and you two are gonna be stuck rotating after that.
Let's get to it then.
Starts to pull the rest of the bodies in. And you guys get it, I mean, the shed closes, so you guys get them in there. Latches on the
A
outside.
finger is like hanging out.
So no one would notice walking by, certainly.
Oh god.
It's also, you know, the houses are pretty far apart. You wouldn't just like sort of wander up to it. And he sort of looks once more to sort of bloodied long johns and looks himself up and down. I'm gonna get some sleep. Wait, no, I'm gonna take the first watch.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll sit at the front porch. Make sure I get a good look out there. That's where I'll be if you need me.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Fuck. He sort of makes his way into the house.
I hope he doesn't hate me.
Wipe the blood off my shield. Sure.
Do you want to go after
Dust
him
myself
or
off.
wait for the last?
If you wanted to have any other words with him,
I'll go second then.
okay.
You guys head back up the staircase, sort of dragging your feet sort of deep into the night at this point.
Yeah, we're
tired. It's getting close to like 2 in the morning.
Oh, that's a rough one.
Can we get up and be somewhere at 9 a.m. and get a full rest?
I'm gonna have you guys, because of the watches also, so you have to take time for those as well. I'm gonna make you roll to see. You're gonna get the benefits of the full rest, but I'm gonna roll to see if you're exhausted.
Okay.
For exhaustion.
Okay.
But as you guys kind of go up to bed, we will go back over to the other side.
I think I blew my chances. What if I make him breakfast? Oh.
And finally heading back over the bridge and into Naupa proper, Safira, Erland, and Orba make their way back to the alehouse. It's quiet at this point. Everyone's gone. It looks like even the bar is fully closed up. All the lanterns have been turned out. You don't see Soteria.
I wanted to do something on the way.
Sure, you can. You're on your way there. Yes.
Great. When we get to that sort of bridge,
Yes.
getting back into it, I want
The West End Bridge.
to sort of. You have some chalk and some parchment, yes?
Yeah, I have a quill, yes.
A quill and some parchment, yes. Can I Just borrow a corner?
Yes. You can take a whole sheet.
All
I'm
right,
not
sure,
like...
sure.
All right.
So I'm gonna...
Rips the corner off it.
I'm gonna...
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna save that.
save the rest of it for later.
Sucker, you
In
get
case
the
I
whole
need
sheet.
another corner later.
So I'm gonna say, as I'm writing, I'll sort of let them know. I'll say, all right, so for the ambush tomorrow,
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness.
I will let them know to meet at the Orba Alehouse Amphitheater in the evening. I'll be wearing a fine blue cloak.
Orba Alehouse.
Okay. Do you...
Amphitheater. Like at the start of the show?
In the evening, yes. I actually don't want them to know that there's a show until they get there. Hopefully.
Ah, that's
Well, they may
clever.
assume, and if they know anything, they might know that.
They might. So as we're walking to the bridge, I'm gonna sort of go. I think they said leave it under the bridge somewhere. So, is there like? Is it made of stone? Is it made of wood?
Yeah, it's a stone arch with a sort of a wood, lined top over the top part. But yeah, you can hear the water kind of trickling underneath.
So I want to kind of. Can I look around first, see if there's any
Sure, give
other
me a
notes?
perception
or-
check. Other notes?
Yes.
Other people?
I was going to
Lump it
say
in.
notes first.
That's like, don't roll.
Perception is 17.
17. You look around. I mean, there's definitely no other people, and you look. You sort of. There's a slope down to the bank. And you kind of just kind of ease your way down a little bit, and you're now underneath. And the stone is in such a way that again, the stones are like butting up against each other. There's little cracks between a lot of the stone. You give a good kind of look up and down. You certainly don't see anything sticking out of the stone.
I'm gonna stick. I'll have used the whole parchment, so it's a little larger. And I'll stick it into sort of a crack in the stone, have it sticking out.
Sure.
Do you want them?
Yes. Cool. Yeah. And so you find a little. You look. Give one more look around, and you kind of slide it, but make sure that it's still sticking out, so it can be kind of seen there.
And I'll sort of check maybe the riverbed as well, just see if there's anything down there.
Not that you see.
Okay. Looks like
moon's sort of reflecting off the water. It's kind of bright here, oddly, just the way the moon's kind of reflecting. Off
Do I
the
see any sort of, given that it's mud, do I see any footprints that have sort of stuck in the mud?
Give me another investigation check.
Less good. 11.
11, you do, but none distinct. It looks like quite a few. I mean, people you've seen before. People come down to the riverbank to wash clothes, fish. I mean, there's boot marks, prints, but none that kind of walk under the bridge. They're more like along the bank. But yeah.
So wait, I'm assuming you got another message, and this is why we are doing this?
Oh, yes. So, yes, I thought right, you were asleep. Yes, we got another message.
Yep.
They wanted a note saying specifically where we would be, specifically when we would be, and what I would be wearing.
Any other details or questions or anything? Nothing? Just that?
Not that I can...
I'm assuming they...
Is this Jordan telling me that I'm forgetting something? No. Not that I can remember.
Metagame.
No, I was just asking.
I'm very much hoping that they think you're going to be alone, although they might expect you to have company.
I'm sure.
So obviously, the rule that I told him, but I'm not remembering now if I told you. If they try to get us to go anywhere, which would be you, they're going to try to get you to go somewhere. What's the answer?
No.
Yes, no, we're not following them anywhere. We're not following them anywhere. We are picking the location. We are making sure we are in control of the situation to the extent that we can't be, because we might be outnumbered.
Ideally, one person sits down next to us. I'm going to sort of keep walking, so we're not lingering
head
there.
back.
Ideally, one person sits next to me. We have a nice little chat and find out where Marvin Bishop is,
Yeah,
and
I'm
no
sure
one
it'll
needs
go
to be
just like
threatened.
No, you're right, Erland. I'm sure it'll be
But
amicable.
if it does come to that, you'll be close by, and you'll be our eyes in the, sky, as it were.
I like that.
Cool. Right. Okay, and this performance also, I think we should, make an effort to not look, and I kind of look down at myself, and we've got, I'm assuming we're kind of a mess, and have our weapons out.
Yeah,
and
you have
stuff.
your weapons, which definitely stands out. I think someone asked this, maybe Jordan asked me this or not. In regards to armor, the two of you that have leather armor, that's not necessarily super out of place. You see hunters and things that are wearing at least rudimentary leather armor. Yours might be slightly nicer than theirs. And Orba's really just wearing like a robe, so she doesn't stand out as like, in combat attire. It's really the other two that have metal armor that walk around. Yeah, shields and armor. So like a large bow is
Chainmail,
difficult to conceal, but
yeah.
some things easier than others.
I am chainmail.
Incidentally, and I'll sort of pull out of my bag Orba's cloak that she had given me to extinguish the fire.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Has that campfire smell that never seems to go away to it.
Smells kind of nice, actually.
Well, I thought you might want that back.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so...
So that's tomorrow evening.
Oh,
Yep.
fuck. I've just forgotten.
Leto?
We told that kid that we were going to get him the earrings.
Yes, we can do that in the morning.
We told the kid that we were going to...
The earring in the maze,
I
yes,
think he
I
was
heard about that.
more of a grown-up than a child. But...
Whatever, he's the guy that we met at the... He seemed young-ish.
Oh, are you interested?
What? Why? Because he's young? That's weird. No!
Alright, well, the point is that we can do that in the afternoon or the morning. Perhaps stop by Leto's in the sort of late afternoon? We were supposed to
Right.
meet Leto tomorrow night, but we obviously can't do that anymore.
No.
Well, you said we were going to meet him where?
Oh, I told him the deck, actually.
Well, it takes him some time to get to the deck.
Right.
So, well, actually, what I was thinking is while you go and do that cute little maze thing, I go and do like an errand of my own.
Alright.
And while I'm in...
Secrets?
No.
Okay. You're allowed secrets, I'm just asking.
No, I wanted to maybe go get my tattoo.
Oh, right! That'll be fun.
So I will be in don't tell me, Nakusi, and I can say hi to Leto and give him an update on our whereabouts and when we'd like to meet.
Oh, the tattoo guy. We were meant to ask him something. I wanted to ask him about those little...
Oh, yes, if you go see the tattoo artist and you can somehow... I don't even know how you would do this quietly. There's,
What are you about to ask me to do?
people have been... Leto saw on his husband's foot a sort of tornado tattoo.
Yeah, the tornadoes. Yeah, I forgot. I should
Can
ask
you
that.
ask him about that?
Yeah,
If
I
he's
will.
not done
Be
with
careful
this?
with that, though, because...
Well, we think it might be, the sign that they're in a crime
Well, I'm
syndicate.
either going to
so
ask this man
it's
about
not good.
tattoos between people's toes that looks like a cyclone, or I'm not.
And I believe Peter Vimont, who also worked at the Short Ports, I believe, also had this tattoo. So just tread carefully, Tiefling.
Okay.
Yeah, it's almost certainly...
Maybe ask after you get the tattoo so that he doesn't intentionally make you a bad tattoo.
Smart.
Or, stab you with the needle.
Smart.
Okay.
Both possible.
Don't know about the second one. Hopefully not.
Wouldn't be a good tattoo.
I feel that what was Leto's
We
husband's
want it
name?
permanent, right?
Ray.
Ray.
No, Roy.
Right.
So, I will assume that you actually...
Oh no!
We're so sorry about Ray.
He's like,
Yeah. show up with a shirt that says "Rip Ray."
we made you this gravestone that says R.I.P. Ray.
Roy.
Okay.
His name's Roy.
Yep.
Short for
Yes.
nothing.
Royman. Okay.
Nice.
Amazing. All right. Well,
I hate everybody.
well,
For nothing.
let's get to bed then. I suppose we got a long day tomorrow.
Yeah, we've got a long day tomorrow.
Can't be longer than today, though.
So we're not going to.
No,
So we're not going to
that'd
visit.
not be-
So we're not going to visit Leto then. If you're going to pass on the message.
Well, I was going to say I just tell him instead of a dinner, maybe a lunch. So you do your maze.
Oh, great! And then we'll
Nothing.
swing by Leto's place. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Right, I'm exhausted.
Okay.
And again, you make that walk back from the bridge. You made this walk a couple times now, from the bridge back to the Ube Ale House. And now you see, completely closed down for the night, all the sort of, the bar area has a kind of screen across it so people don't come up to it. You guys make your way up to the second floor of the Ube Ale House. Find your room again, open the door. Find your things, your bed, in the state that you left it when you left in the middle of the night. You lay down to rest. Graven and Beezaura, go ahead and give me perception checks for your watches here.
Yeah. I mean, yes, of course, sir. Perception.
We still got long rested. Let's.
8.
9.
And who was relieving Mohan?
Me.
Okay. All right.
Show us turns.
So late in the night,
Donka.
Beezaura wakes sort of groggy, looks over and sees Graven kind of chest rising and falling heavily. You make your way down slowly. And you go out. You know where the front porch is. That's where you sat the first time you sort of came to his house. And you see that Mohan is like, his eyes are open, but when he hears the door crack a little, he kind of just sort of flutters back a little more into consciousness than he was. You're not sure if he was asleep or just kind of like zoned out. Oh. Finally, time to go get my 2 hours of sleep.
I'll put out my hand and help him up. Well,
Poor guy.
I apologize again, and thank you again for saving me again, Mohan. You are... I don't know how you'll take this, but the best friend I've ever had, I guess.
That makes me fucking sad. Because we ain't even that good of friends.
I know.
Time-wise, I mean, we're close, obviously.
You know so much about my life, I feel like I don't know too much about your past.
Someday we'll sit and reminisce about the good old days of the gentle void. Or maybe that gentler void I was talking about.
I sure do hope so.
Maybe you start that someday.
As long as you're willing to come along to help.
Well, if I'm not too old to see it.
I'll try to make that happen.
Don't beat yourself up about. Good night, Beezaura.
Good night.
Goes back inside. Night goes by. And you're a little on edge, just from the events that have happened. The sleep was a little restless, but sort of keep your attention, making sure you listen to the waves crashing against the rocks, sort of gently back and forth, not too far away, a coastline here. Even the next couple of houses down are, a couple 100 feet in either direction. Difficult to kind of gauge any movement in those directions. Graven, you wake for your post.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything during the exchange? Or?
Get some rest.
I hope I do.
You guys get your rest.
Hunker down.
Everybody is taking a long
Oh, yeah!
I
didn't
need
even-
Graven and
baby.
Beezaura to give me Constitution saving throws.
Why?
Great.
I
Four,
don't
because they
mind
they
that.
got bored or right on the borderline and they were fighting in the middle of the night.
Dirty 20.
Oh, there we go.
23.
Wow.
You guys sort of summoning
I have +5.
a little bit of the last remaining
I got
strength, knowing that you have a full day tomorrow, and sort of banking on the fact that maybe during the day sometime you might be able to find a moment to have a short rest or just a break from all of the constant sort of stimulation.
We just did that.
You might be able to sort of push through the exhaustion. You do not suffer any effects of exhaustion. It's
That's
a
like,
full
how did they both get
Yeah.
20? Hallelujah. I can use my jacket again.
I can use hold person again.
Don't even think about it.
Oh, it's prepared, baby.
No.
Worst comes to worst, I steam him in the face.
Orba, now it's time to decide for...
We're getting normal Orba today.
We're getting normal.
Yes.
Excellent.
Norba.
Normally
How old would you say Mohan is?
Normal.
How old? Early 60s.
Oh, really? I wasn't expecting that.
Full girdle, baby!
Oh, girl.
This is definitely...
He's up there.
60s.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Beezaura's like late 30s, right? 37.
32.
32.
Let's watch it.
She looks 37.
According to Hatch, he doesn't like the sight of me either, so maybe I am aging. This whole journey.
I don't think that has anything to do with your age.
some gray hairs or something.
What time would we wake up if we slept for 8 hours? Like, what time did we roughly go to bed?
You guys are you're waking up a little bit before them who tried to push
still
this.
check it.
Let me double check. You guys are trying to make it to the docks by
We have to be there at 9, right?
9.
Yeah.
Okay, so you probably woke up around 8:30. I mean, you guys could probably wake up around 9 for a full 8 hours.
Okay, can I... then have spent an extra hour before going to bed to use my last 2 hit dice to do some breathing exercises and wake up an hour later.
If you would like to push it to 10, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine waking up at
Yep.
10.
Yes.
I thought you were up to no good.
No.
The gentle.
Okay, come on.
Particularly
Come in. We're so close to a new power.
You're getting a new power.
Roll well.
Oh,
0
You get in trouble.
He is not getting a new power.
Laugh your head off.
and 5, so not quite.
Not quite
Not
there.
quite, not quite there.
Take 'em.
No new power.
Were you taking those at the beginning or end?
I was taking them at the beginning, so that I
Okay,
had
great.
full.
So,
hit
but as
dice.
you guys were sort of getting ready for bed, you did notice that Erland take a moment to himself to kind of center himself. You've seen him sort of, do his monk shit and
Yeah.
some breathing exercises.
Doing his monk shit.
Sparrow looks over, oh, he's doing that monk shit.
But it's quiet monk shit. No breathing in and out.
Shit.
I didn't have, so I used 2 of my hit dice so that they are
I can
come back
smell
to
that
0 hit
monk
dice
shit
after
from
a
here.
long rest.
Good roll would have gotten me there.
So sad.
You mean you're back to how many hit dice?
I have all 4 of my hit dice.
Oh, great.
available.
Same.
Alright.
And I got fully crazy.
Ugh.
So fucking close to a new power.
I don't even remember how many spell slots I start with at this point. It's long.
It's only when you wake the following morning that you have a kind of mental rush come to the forefront of your minds, digesting how much you've learned over the past 24 hours, how many things you've taken on in your first day in Navika-Pura, the many names and faces of the coastal community, the many tasks being asked of you, and the many uncertainties still left to uncover. The view from the windows of the Upa Alehouse is a pleasant one, of fresh beginnings. As you look out, see the townsfolk and beyond, where the golden fields stretch out infinitely to the horizon. Likewise at the Fowler residence, the sun reflecting off the water highlights its kind of blue-green tint, and the sounds of waves rolling in breaks up the silence in a very comforting manner. Graven's sort of there on the deck, watching the sun come up. And it is rather serene, even for someone who doesn't always sort of take the moment to take in the nature. A man sort of growing up in the mountains, you saw the sunrises plenty of times, no fascination there. But even so, the kind of way it reflects off the ocean and this sort of just sitting here on the porch, letting the breeze blow through, there is a kind of sort of calming energy to it. You can see why this sort of area is becoming so popular for all the different people who live there. So Erland, Safira, and Orba rise, or Orba and Safira rise. You notice that Erland is sort of taking a moment possibly to sleep in a little longer.
We survived.
We've done it.
I feel much better now that it's morning.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too. So breakfast and then
Breakfast,
You're doing your
absolutely
mace?
breakfast. Yeah, and then I think we'll do the silly, mace thing, and yeah, and then I suppose you'll do your tattoo, right?
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I figured I would go and ask how much it was. See if I can afford it.
Right. I hope he's not, gonna gouge you. It shouldn't be that much. What if he's just a little thing, right? You're not gonna get your whole body tatted. I mean, do whatever you want. but-
Maybe later. Let's see how this
Safira's
first
like,
one
actually, that
goes.
sounds pretty cool. Maybe do that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what he's got.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
And then I suppose we meet back up and cross our fingers that we don't get into a fight tonight.
Yes. So would you like me to bring oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What's his name?
What's his name?
Leto.
Who?
Leto.
Leto.
Thank you.
Oh
I
my
was missing a
God.
letter.
Leto and
Leto and Ray. Leto and Ray. I love Leto and Ray. Their love stories.
I'm having some trouble today.
Wow.
Yes. So would you like me to
Just
bring
disrespecting.
Leto back with me for like a lunch?
Yeah, sure, we can have lunch with that. It would be nice to see him. I doubt that he's going to have necessarily that much information for us, but I don't know. He gave us the thing about the, tornado tattoos, so
Yeah, and maybe I'll have some information for him. We'll see.
maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, sounds like a good day. Is he doing his? And I kind of look over.
I'm asleep.
He's sleeping, yeah. He stayed up a little later and then slept in a little further.
He fell asleep to me going,
Should we wake Sleeping Beauty or?
Want to go get some food and then
Yeah,
he can
alright.
join us down there?
Zafira kind of looks at him like, and then breakfast.
You guys
Yeah,
leaving
I'll
then?
go down.
You head out, and as soon as you kind of open the door, it makes a little creak and then seems to sort of run into something. Like the door just opens only a couple of inches before it bumps into something.
It's a push.
The door and pushes out. Yes.
Not a
oh, it's a pull door.
There's a chain. I didn't do the chain. Oh, okay.
What
And,
the?
and then you take a little look, and it looks like there's some kind of little table or tray set up just outside the door.
What the hell?
And some smells kind of waft in through the crack in the door. And you sort of push the table ever so slightly that allows you to kind of just squeak the door past it so it doesn't sort of bang against it. And you see this little table that's set up with 3 covered wooden bowls balanced on a large tray. And there's a folded piece of paper perched in kind of an upright V, kind of like, just like that. Like this, kind of on the, and you pick up the little parchment, and you open it up, and it says a traditional Radiran breakfast, figured it was appropriate. S, sort of on the bottom of it.
Oh.
And you sort of lift the lid of one of the bowls, and you find this kind of corn, bean, and squash egg scramble. Sort of in one of these.
That's lovely.
And beside it, each one has a small cup of like chia seed pudding that's topped with some fruit.
Chia seed pudding?
So traditional
Fancy,
Radiran
huh?
breakfast, 3 of them set out on this
Chia
tray.
seeds.
This is lovely. Oh, this is a perk.
Well, this looks delicious. I guess we'll bring it
Let's
inside.
bring it in.
Take the tray, bring it in. You guys enjoy breakfast?
So, I suppose we got on her right side.
Yeah, I hope. Well, yeah, I hope some connections with any locals will be of assistance in some way.
Well, this is certainly the most, affection we've seen from the locals so far, right?
From almost anyone, yes.
Yeah.
Tough town.
Definitely a tough town. Tough crowd. Good food, though.
Leno's pretty nice.
That's true.
Leno.
Leno and Ray love you guys.
I'm gonna write that down.
If you keep saying it, I'm gonna start thinking
That's what I'm
real.
hoping.
Shut up.
Vito and Roy.
Fuck. Leto.
Leto.
And
Oh my
Roy.
god.
So you guys taking some time to eat your breakfast here
Yeah.
in the room. We'll say that Erland wakes up at the tail end of you guys kind of finishing up your
Sorry, I didn't
breakfast
say
there.
anything.
So you can hear the little scraping of spoons as they're sort of getting the chia seed pudding out and getting the last kind of...
With like a full mouth, Orba's gonna hold up his
What
like
the
ration.
hell?
Breakfast.
Soteria
Oh,
got on her right side, so
good.
good food.
So we killed 5 people for a nice breakfast. All right.
Oh my god.
Fuck off! You don't like the nice breakfast? Then don't eat the nice breakfast.
It's
I'll
lovely.
have your breakfast.
No, I'm going to eat the nice
My
breakfast.
goodness, you
Be
really do wake
grateful.
up on the wrong side of the
You
bed.
really
Orba.
do.
Your day just started.
We
Yes.
survived last night. We did great. We're
Alright.
gonna get a set of pearl earrings today, and then we're gonna not die.
Again, we're going to get 1 single.
Again.
Just the
Whatever.
one part.
It doesn't matter.
All right, Erland's going to... And sort of like, as he eats it, he's going to smile for a second, but then try and hide it a little bit. It's fine.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
He's sassy.
You guys finish
We're gonna
up?
have a great day.
So I miss anything then?
This morning, the food. That's it.
Nope. I'm gonna head out to the tattoo shop soon.
Right. And then we should head over to
To the maze.
the Boffin Estate, yes.
Yeah.
Right, and then we'll meet back here.
And we figured lunch with Leto, and then try not to die again.
Again, it's not going to be an ambush in a crowd of people. We're going to be all right.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna go.
All right. Have a good tattoo.
Thanks. Yeah.
Just because this has become sort of a topic of discussion, what are you taking with you or leaving in the room? Weapons, armor? Like, tell me what you're walking around town as, because perception is something that you've learned it matters. So are you carrying all of your usual...
I guess what's the checkout time?
Well, I mean, usually it's like noon or something, but, you can pay for an extra night or whatever.
Or was just gonna I'm gonna ride a horse to.
Sure, so you just take all your stuff with you? Great, that's fine. I mean...
I'm gonna walk around with everything. We
Okay,
haven't,
that's
we haven't
fine.
run into
Just
too much
make
shit.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
Sure, you guys take all your stuff. So are you're not leaving anything in the room either? You're not intending...
No, I'm gonna leave my Where'd we tied up the horses right in front of?
No, we'll say you took them to the ale house.
Yeah,
They're out
they're-
there.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean,
Oh,
like,
yes.
the
There's like a
horses are
small
out.
covered stable.
Okay, cool.
area.
But assuming we're gonna pay for another night, I'm gonna take my saddlebags and put them in the room.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you do so. Lock them up in the room.
And how much does another night cost? Do we know?
I think it was 4 silver. Am I crazy? 3, 4 silver.
I don't know.
Put 2 4 silver. I'll double check. But I
Cool.
can't.
And I'll, if we're all heading downstairs, I'll sort of bring the tray down for Satyria.
Sure. She's not there at the bar. It looks like a young man is there. Maybe works sort of the early morning shift. And he's kind of not busy at the moment. There really isn't that many people
Four
at
silver
the ale house.
each, or
No, for the room.
oh. I'll take 2. You guys take 1.
Thanks.
Wait, what?
I just take 1 silver. I paid for 2.
Couldn't just pay for the room.
No. We're all sleeping there.
Oh my gosh. I'll Venmo you later. Okay.
I'll take the tray down, sort of put it on the bar. Give the guy a wave.
Have a good morning.
Yes.
Morning.
Tray back.
He kind of looks at it. It looks like he wasn't the one who brought it up because he kind of looks like he's overseeing breakfast and things. He's like, I didn't.
Well, if I see him looking at it, I'll speak. I think Satyria left it for us.
All right.
So, don't care.
So suspicious.
I guess Orba will walk up to him. I'll see you later this afternoon.
In the afternoon?
And
Yeah.
Right, be
give
safe.
Saphira a hug.
Give me a perception check as you give Safira a hug.
I shall proceed.
Or will you?
Oh yeah.
Estates or whatever they're called.
What are you saying? 21.
Great, 21. As you sort of give Safira a quick hug, you look up over her shoulder, and just sort of around the corner of a house nearby, you see someone in kind of a bluish robe just kind of
Oh my god.
disappear behind the corner.
Oh my
So,
god.
let go. And she'll go to Erland,
Awkwardly.
give him a hug, and just really quietly in his ears, just, you did good, Erland.
Have a good tattoo.
Thanks, have a good maze.
Yep.
Bye.
maze.
You guys begin to split.
Yeah.
And over on the other side, Beezaura comes down to a sort of groggy but pulling himself together Graven there on the lower level.
How you doing?
Mohan seems to be long gone. You don't see him.
Well, we'll be in perfect shape to lose a fight.
I was thinking that as well.
Speaking of which,
Yes.
I wonder what we should stash away and what we should take with us. If we're not coming back here,
We have to bring
maybe we
it.
should stop at the deck and get a room to at least, yeah, and tie up the horses too. Everything like.
That makes sense. Do we dare talk to Hatchet?
Oh my.
Not now. Not now. Let that cretin stew for a little while and forget about us, hopefully.
Well, I don't know if he's gonna forget about us, Graven, but I understand what you mean.
I don't think he'll be there first thing in the morning anyway.
Okay. Let's gather our things.
Yes.
So as you go back up to gather your things, give me perception checks, both of you.
We'll do
10.
that. 21.
21. As you guys are sort of rolling up the bedroll, gathering your armor, shield, all your things, a little bit of clanking that covers some of the noise, but in a lull of quiet, Graven sort of hoists his sort of bag onto his shoulder, and you hear a little bit of a outside in the backyard, kind of
Okay.
in the same area that you fought the night before.
Bizarre.
What?
There might be somebody here again. In the back. Alright, so it sounded like it was a door to this building.
No. It sounded like it was like outside, like a gate or something.
Okay, gate.
Is it, did it sound like it was where we put the bodies?
Possibly. Yes, it comes from that general direction. Like a door, an outdoor door or gate, not an interior door.
Is there a window that I can...
Yes, there is. Give
Creep
me a stealth
up
check
to-
if you'd like to do so.
Yeah.
Are there 2 windows? Like, I'll take one.
Not in your room. Just the one we
I get on top of his shoulder.
That's cute.
2.
You don't. You sort of carefully as you can peek up, but the angle, because of the staircase in the back, it's hard to kind of get a look, and you can't quite see the stall where you guys put the bodies in from this window.
Well,
But I don't hear anything else.
No.
do you want to check it out or just make a run for it at the front?
I don't think we should run anywhere.
I
think we
just-
should be prepared as we go downstairs.
Are you going down into the back or out the front?
So the where I like pushed the guy and we fell, that was the back?
Yep, that was the back staircase. Yep.
So the front, right? We heard, he heard it in
You
the back.
heard it in the back, yes.
Let's go at the front.
Okay.
Slowly. Quietlish.
Quiet.
Quiet wish?
Here we go.
I'm gonna go down first.
Okay.
Brother.
Are you guys trying to stealthily exit, or are you just trying to...
Not
I mean...
quietly.
Not
yes or no question.
Not
That sounds like a
quietly.
yes.
Sure.
Yes, quietly.
Okay, give me stealth
Oh my
checks.
God.
This is time to go.
A decisive
friend.
stealth check.
12.
12.
12. I mean, you guys start down the stairs, and with all your armor and stuff,
Yeah.
there's the wooden stairs, a little bit of... quietly as you kind of go. You guys are trying your best, but the house is pretty empty, so it echoes a little bit, and sort of the sound comes all the way down. You guys get to the front door. You get out to the porch. You look around. You don't see anything just yet.
Let's go.
Let's go. We don't have much time anyway.
All right, you guys start to walk, and you hear a voice coming out from kind of the back area.
No.
I've known you for less than 24 hours, and you're already some of the more interesting people that I've met. And you turn your head, and you see the kind of sweaty, slicked back hair and dark goatee with his brown poncho of Villapont Willoughby, as he sort of is strolling in from the back area. He seems to have just closed the kind of fence area behind him. Now, why is an out-of-towner spending the night at Mohan Fowler's house, and why is there a stack of dead longshoremen in the shed in the back? I imagine those two things are related, but I don't entirely see how.
I'm sure you already know more than you're letting on. But
Anyway, it seems you work quick. I heard about this supposed rematch with Wilson at the toll ports.
we're headed there right now.
I can only assume you bargained his dignity for my time. Wasn't a bad idea. I also spoke briefly this morning with Mr. Ramaker, who seemed almost giddy, which is not a state that he defaults to, typically.
We've been following up leads to not much avail, to be honest.
I'm sure it occurred to you that you could have just looked at the bodies and doubled down on the confirmation that they weren't related in any way. Probably could have even collected some of the contract. And yet you didn't.
I think just agreeing that they're not.
If we just agreed that they weren't connected, you'd get...
That the Broken Crown would have let it go.
Well, it's not the Broken Crown that needs to let it go, it's Ramaker. I think he was looking for someone who wasn't Broken Crown to tell him it was or it wasn't.
Well,
What do you believe?
I don't know. Haven't fully looked into it yet.
You seem to be talking to a lot of people.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
well, I wouldn't want you to think about anything other than what we've sent you on, so I will deal with Ramaker.
Well, it's fine. I got a tough time letting things go, so maybe you do too. Maybe we got that in common. I have a tough time letting things go, which is, it's why this Mr. 2 situation sort of itches at the back of my mind, almost like a hangover. Difficult to know if it's just that. You gave me 3 names that Sanka offered up, right? Hatchet, Butez, and Percival Mullifair. Well, I listened to my birds chirping and found out that Mr. 2 and Hatchet had a verbal altercation a couple weeks back at the deck. It's hard to find someone who was close enough to hear any of it. But apparently Mr. 2 wanted Hatchet to procure something for him that wasn't the usual microl. Hatchet took offense at that notion. I'm still working on finding someone who overheard a little more than that, but I figured I'd tell you what I know. As for Butez, I wasn't able to find much of a connection or relation to Mr. 2, but then somebody told me that one of my birdies chirped in my ear that they shared a similar history, doing magic for people that they don't exactly like. I'm sure you know that Mr. 2 is an indentured servant for
I do.
Sanka Uberti, so obviously they're not on the closest of terms. And Butez used to do a little work for the Broken Crown, which didn't earn him a lot of friends here in Navika-Pura. I heard the words metallic attunement. I don't know what that is. Maybe you do. But apparently it was a service that he provided to the Broken Crown during the war.
Does that sound familiar?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, attunement.
Yes, the metallic attunement. Yes.
Attunement is magical in nature, so.
Percival, I ain't had a chance to look into yet, so.
Is Butez a magic wielder?
Not that I know of. But then again, I hadn't heard the words magical, metallic attunement until I looked into it, so might surprise me.
Had you already... Where would Butez be found? Not here in...
No,
probably
he
not.
lives in his shops over in Nakuzi.
Well,
It's across the river from the blacksmith. It's easy enough to find.
right.
And the person who overheard the conversation with Hatchet,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what exactly he was looking for? Just a certain type that Hatchet...
No, like I said, I'm working on finding someone who was closer to the conversation. They didn't overhear much.
Do you suppose it is drug-related, though? I mean, if they wanted something that wasn't...
You'd go to somebody else.
Right.
I had the same thought.
Do you know anything about Hatchet that would necessarily offend him?
I don't know. I guess if you made some kind of innuendo that you were encroaching on his business, maybe. Maybe if you asked about procuring, I don't know, a very large portion of micron, he might get the idea that you were looking to start your own business. That'd be a way to make some money and get out from under Senka. I'm just theorizing. I wouldn't put a pen to that.
Hatchet has been a sticking point for us.
He doesn't seem to like us very much.
No. We've made
That's
a
too
fool
bad.
of ourselves a couple of times in front of him now, and I don't know if he'll talk to us again.
Well, reputation's not my strong suit, so I can't help you there.
Does he like you?
No,
Well,
I would have thought everybody likes you.
I would have thought the same. And pockets? I'm sure you had it on the tip of your tongue. I got some leads on that. But I want to say for certain and get your hopes up, so give me some more time.
Thank you.
this has been helpful.
The murders. Would it mean anything to you if I...
The ones in the back or the one that Thorsten's looking into?
Don't worry about those. Thorsten's.
I wasn't in particular.
Thorsten's murders. Would it mean anything to you if I told you that I looked at the bodies and evidence showed that each one of them was killed by either their own weapon or something that they had on them at the time? Is that the MO of anybody that you've heard of?
No, but it's interesting. First thought that comes to mind is that they work somewhere or they live with someone who doesn't exactly approve of weaponry, so you can't carry your weapons home with you. Otherwise, why not just keep the same one?
Where would... As in, the assassin wouldn't want to have the weapons on them at all times. They would just use what they found. Something like a... There's not a religious chapter in this district, is there?
Not a particular one. There's the Nukelkian church over in Nakuzi, but not sure that'd fit the bill. Something in the public service like the Broken Crown, they would think it was odd if you showed up with weapons that you weren't supposed to have. But I doubt it's that. I'm sure you know that I do some work for them. I feel like I'd have a read on it.
Yeah.
You think... I'm guessing Sanka does not allow her servants to have weapons.
I doubt it.
Is it possible that these two are connected?
If you got a way to connect them, I'm just spitting out theories.
It's all conjecture at this point.
It's a possibility.
It is. Mr. 2 was hungry for something in particular. When he got a bunch of dead ends like us, he started using force like I am leaning towards at this point myself.
Leaning towards? He sort of looks back toward the back.
That was forced.
That was an attack.
Alright.
Mohan's supposed to be cleaning that up himself.
If you say so.
But don't go around telling people that that's there.
I always say I heard it from a birdie.
You wouldn't be able to keep an eye on him out the back of your head, would you?
Keep an eye on who, Mohan?
These were gentle void.
And?
I don't know.
I ain't a bodyguard.
I know.
He's pretty capable.
If you hear anything about people coming for him, maybe you could warn him somehow.
You adding that to my list of
No,
jobs?
Not on the record, no.
If it ain't being paid for, can't guarantee it gets done.
Understood. All
Well,
right. Well, we
we have to go.
need to
Right.
meet Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, I got some other things to attend to today. You can go and talk to Hatchet or Wilson or Butez or whatever. Good luck with your fight. I'm sure you won't mind if I place a hefty bet in Wilson's favor of the match, which I'm hearing would be going against the odds after yesterday's beating.
Please.
That sounds reasonable.
If we don't end up staying at the deck tonight, we may end up finding refuge in that Broken Crown outpost that's been abandoned. For some reason, we feel like we can't stay at the deck.
Alright.
If you want to find us.
Do you have any other suggestions?
No, not really. Plus, wherever you go, I'll find you. Wouldn't worry about it.
Great.
I don't doubt that.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you again.
Yeah, sure. I'll see you soon. Oh, I want that other 60 later today.
Might as well take it now.
Alright. I don't get a lot of
Do you
people.
still have
Still
the-
have your
yeah,
70s,
I was gonna
so
say, you
I'll
still
take it
have
out.
that.
I'll take it
I
out of
knew
there.
you were gonna be too nice.
I'll take 60 out of that. and give it to
Alright.
him.
By yourself till tomorrow with this. I'll see you soon.
See ya.
You watch him kind of tail his way back
I was
around.
like, you already have
Steer
one.
it back.
Oh. I wrote 1 to 70. Hey,
All right.
Where are we headed?
Quickly to the deck
Yes.
to
Yeah.
put in for a room
Okay.
and just see if Hatchet is
Yeah,
there.
too.
Not engage.
It's quite a different sight to approach the deck earlier in the earlier hours of the day, but it doesn't mean that it's quiet. A man with a broom and a bucket of water looks to be scrubbing away the remains of a pile or two of vomit, where some overserved patrons had rushed outside last night to empty the contents of their stomachs. The first floor windows are open to allow the breeze to sort of air out the interior, and inside you can see more of the staff working around the sort of dedicated morning drunks to clean tables, collect empty tankards strewn about. And the Raven is also doing its part. It kind of flutters from abandoned plate to pick away at any food that may have been left over. So you guys enter in. And again, there are some people here, some sort of like doubled over on tables, asleep, passed out, you're not sure. But, you know, it's mostly not empty, but not lively the way you've seen it before. And you see Brick at the bar there.
Brick, is it again?
Yes, Brick. We'll say that you got that.
Kind of succinctly go straight up to him. A room for the night, please.
Sure, 2 silver for a room. Just has 1 bed.
I got it.
Okay.
Here you go.
Can I get you something for the morning?
Yeah, I suppose we should eat.
Sure.
Got leftovers from last night, so roasted cod, stewed beetroot, pickled crab, ale.
How much is the crab?
That's 1.1 silver 2 copper.
I'll do one of those.
I'll do the card, I guess.
All right, that's just 1 silver 1 copper.
Ugh.
So as the food's being prepared, he gives you a key, and again, it's on the 3rd floor. The 2nd floor is more seating for the bar area, so you pass past the 2nd floor up to the 3rd floor.
Oh yeah, what room are we in? Is there a room,
3E.
3E. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, as you guys go up to the room while your food's kind of being prepared, and you open it up, and it's even smaller than Villapont's room that you saw before, and his was already pretty cramped. So, you know, the guy crams as many rooms in here as he can sort of manage. So there's only 1 bed, but you can, there's enough room to sleep on the floor. Not cozy, but there is room.
It'll do.
It'll be fine.
All right, so armor, shields.
I hate to leave it behind again.
I know. I have obviously my magical abilities if anything comes to, but
I guess I have my fists.
yes.
There you go.
Leave those behind. Yep. Put everything down. Just keep a pack with like money and.
Yeah.
It's not weird to walk around with a
essentials.
pack. Yeah.
No, knapsack.
An adventurer's pack.
No. People have knapsacks.
The needs
Cool.
of an adventure.
Oh, and the I imagine getting a room. You have a plate.
Yeah, there's an outdoor stable that they have someone on watch there. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Horses there.
All right, well, let's eat and lose.
Yeah.
You go back down. Oh, sorry. Go
Oh,
ahead.
just that we have to give him a tell during the fight.
Okay.
Mine is both of our tells have to do with punching for the head. If we're going for his head, I'm doing a like harsh blink,
Okay.
and you are brushing the hair off of your face, away from your eyes.
He says that oddly tender.
Great.
Yes, just like that.
No, okay.
Now that Mohan's gone.
Do it for me. Do it for me right now. It's too much.
A little.
Oh, okay. Maybe just one hand. We'll work on it.
We tried hair back.
We tried him off.
I thought that was good.
That is for if we're going high. Oh, also, if you remember, he was surprisingly light on his feet, so he may be trying for a lot of quick footwork, as it were, and that he ends. From what I remember, he tries to finish off with big heavy blows. So I don't know. Let him get him in there.
Do I just let him hit me every time?
I mean, no.
Just most of the time.
Oh god.
Use the tell. That should be enough. That when you a few heavy hits to the head, if he's blocking, you'll wear yourself out, and that'll give him a chance to land a few blows on us.
Okay.
All right. I'll be going first, so follow my lead.
That actually wasn't the deal.
Fuck. Really?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I thought
No.
it was him. He said her first.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Well, you'll do great.
All right, Graven.
Disaster.
Let's go.
This goes against everything I believe in.
Getting what we need by not having to pay money or kill someone?
I could get hurt.
You'll be fine. Trust me. It's just a little dust up.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Sorry, sort of picking at the roasted cod. You take a look around the room, by the way, while you're at the bar eating. It's, again, you can easily see everyone that's in here is not nearly as packed, and Hatchin definitely is not. You would recognize him.
Sleep sometime.
So you do not
Right.
see. You don't see anyone you recognize other than the bartender.
All right. We don't want to be late.
No.
Let's finish up the rest of your meals. Start to head in the direction of the tall ports, but we will go over
No shit.
first to Orba. So you get atop your horse, sort of ready for another ride. This time headed back in the opposite direction. You follow the flow of the Navika River this time, not going against it. You cross the eastern bridge, and you let the sounds of the lively Naupa give way to this quiet country road. It's sunny, but the wind has picked up, and you can see kind of, as people are going by, like flapping scarves and jackets of those people sitting atop their horses, wagons kind of shielding their faces a little bit as they lead their animals along, heading in the opposite direction. You see grazing animals standing very still like figurines kind of along the horizon in these sort of vast farmlands off to your left and right. And you pick up little snippets of conversation from the travelers as they're talking to each other as they pass. It gives you little insights into the daily lives of these northerners. Chatter about working on the farms, when the next ship is coming in. And once you think you hear the name Burmese Yord in regards to an upcoming performance at the Upa Alehouse. Oh god. It's a very pleasant ride that gives you some time to think. And the soft clopping of your horse's hooves supplies a background rhythm that kind of keeps you moving forward at a good pace. Most of the people that you pass are riding and walking either solo or in very small groups, maybe 2 people, maybe 3 people. But about halfway between Naupa and Nakuzi, you see a larger group coming in the opposite direction. Maybe a half dozen laborers crammed into the back of a wagon drawn by 2 horses at the front. The tools that they're holding hint at who they might be, even before you recognize their faces. Shovels and pickaxes suggest some sort of digging or mining occupation. And you soon see the same men and women that you met when you first arrived at the inn in Nagarwas, the ones that were sort of on work hiatus from their work on the Steederway. And they're sort of riding in the opposite direction, they're kind of laughing and sort of at each other. They're facing each other in the wagon, so they're not looking straight ahead except for the driver sort of moving the horses along. So they're kind of coming up a little bit. And as you get close a little bit, one guy turns that you sort of had the majority of your conversation with, and he kind of squints and he leans forward off the side of the wagon. I recognize you!
I recognize you.
Hold up! And he sort of pats the driver, kind of pulls the wagon to a stop. And you all must have done good with the malice tanks. Construction on the Steederway's back up and running. We're headed to Naupa now to finish the connecting tunnel to the old shepherd house where the Steederway entrance is gonna be.
The old shepherd house?
Yeah, shepherds used to be sort of elected officials for Navika-Pura, but we had a corruption problem, so most of them got killed.
A corruption problem?
Yeah, like people were rigging the elections to get certain shepherds in charge, so that was a while back. That's ancient history.
What did the shepherds do? Like, they were...
Well, they're basically an elected representative for each of the 4 townships, so they would, get together and vote on, what land would be designated for what reason.
What took its place?
Nothing.
Just no, organized government of any kind?
Just the ones that we see fit to lead us. It's usually people with labor unions, like Jenna Void or whatnot.
Oh, interesting.
Cliff Ironclad and his advocates.
Sure. Do they butt heads at all, the Gentle Void and the Ironclads?
I don't know, sometimes. I'm not into politics too much.
That's okay, me neither. It's tiresome. Everything is tip-top shape with the Steederway then?
We're going forward. I would say probably maybe 2 days' time and we'd be up and running.
Wonderful. And will you be operating them, or once you're done with this, you go on to other
strictly
things?
labor for me.
What's next for you then?
I don't know, whatever project they give us next. There's always work to be done, usually along the coast. People carving out new spaces for buildings. It's growing faster than ever.
Yes, I've been seeing some of that lately. I meant to ask you, we told the head of your union, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, Martin.
We were telling him about possible other people being involved in the problems that you were having. Did they do any kind of investigation or anything?
It's funny you mention that, because if you find yourself back in Nagarwas,
Yeah.
I know that Llewellyn Hoggs was asking around about y'all after you left. None of us really had anything to say. We obviously don't know y'all that well, but we couldn't tell what you wanted to get at. She just asked if anyone knew where you was from or what you were trying to do. You told us bounty hunters, so that's what we told her. You bounty hunters.
Did it sound like she wanted to see us or hire us, or?
Honestly, I don't know. When she spoke to me, she said, "You know who they are?" I said, "Bounty hunters." She said, "All right," and then she left.
Was she short, terse?
I guess, maybe little terse.
Is she terse just in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sick.
Huh. Okay, well, maybe I'll knock on her door.
I don't know. She wanted to know more. I figured go to the source.
Did you direct her to us?
Not really. I didn't know what to say.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Hey, you did us a favor. I thought you should know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's very kind. Well, I don't want to keep you. You're on your way to
Yeah,
work.
we're headed, like I said, over to the old shepherd house. That's where the entrance is going to be, but a couple of days' time, I think.
Wonderful. Will you be staying in Upa tonight then?
Yeah, I'll probably be staying at the Uba Ale House. We sort of hop from tavern to tavern until we're done with the project.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I think we'll be there. We'll probably be watching the show at some point. There's going to be a concert.
I didn't hear about the show, but that sounds pretty good. He looks around, everyone kind of nodding and sort of...
Alrighty then. Well, I look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, you too.
Alright, stay safe.
Alright. He sort of whips the guy in front of him, whips the horses, and they start to move.
He whips the gun.
And you start to ride a little more.
Yeah. I'm looking through my notes to confirm that man's name. I think I have it here somewhere. We can look at it later.
Good memory. There you go.
It was
Willie?
Willie.
Yeah, there he
Willie.
is.
Yes.
Willie.
I just was looking at that earlier.
Okay, great.
And with the sun shining,
Here we go, baby.
you're better able to enjoy the colorful approach to Boffin Estates this time. The signs, the lanterns, flowers, and flags billowing gently as you once again find the path denoted as the Boffin Estates History Maze.
Can't wait.
If it didn't strike you before, the extravagant nature of this event certainly pops in the daytime. Considerable effort gone to provide a bit of entertainment for the community. Perhaps even a borderline transparent attempt to sort of garner favor amongst the locals. The two men that you're already familiar with are seated at their posts near the entrance of the maze. Odwick Boffin in his frilled purple vest, and his attendant that guided you through the optimal path last night. You do notice one additional feature that you may have missed before because it was very dark and they were already extinguishing the lanterns. Maybe 80 feet away, posted at one of the corners of the maze, is a little crow's nest style perch that peeks up over the hedges, allowing a lookout to kind of peer over the sides and make sure that nobody's sort of cheating by hacking their way through the bushes or climbing up over them. So they have a little sort of posted lookout just to make sure no funny business is happening. As you're getting closer, it looks like one woman is just emerging from the exit. 3 colored flags in hand, red, blue, green, smiling. She's breathing heavily. Sort of looks like she just sort of dashed through the maze as quickly as she possibly could. And Odwick gives her sort of a round of applause, and he shakes her hand. He takes the flags from her. He hands them off to the attendant that you spoke to, who takes the flags and starts to go back into the maze to, reset the flags back to their original spot. So you guys are sort of approaching just as he's going into the maze, and Odwick is sort of shaking her hand. And it looks like he takes a quill, dips it in some ink, and once again a ledger that's there on the desk. He seems to be recording her time there in the ledger. Well done, well done.
Mr. Boffin.
Oh,
Hi.
hello again, so good to see you. It seems your departure plans have changed.
Yes,
did,
a little
yes.
bit, yes.
I'm so glad that you're able to experience my history maze.
It's beautiful to see it in the daytime.
Yeah, very
You
pretty.
lose the sort of mystique of it in the evening.
It's a beautiful day for a little bit of fun, wouldn't you say?
Yes,
Yeah,
I would.
sure.
I would personally, at least, love a go at the maze.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
Soteria spoke so highly of it.
Excellent. Let me record your name, sir.
Yes, Erland.
And are you going as well, or just here to cheer him on?
No, I'll go in as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Your name?
Safira?
And who's going to go first?
I think I'll go first if
Yeah,
that's
sure.
all right.
That's fine.
Excellent. Mark that down. And Ned shall be coming back shortly. He's just resetting the flags. And sort of, as he's recording your names, you see the man come back out. And he sort of gives a little nod. Here to do the maze again.
Yes. Oh, right, yes. Yes.
Yeah. All right. And he sort of takes the ledger from Odwick Boffin, who sort of slides it over to him. And you see as Odwick looks like he goes to sort of just check the entrance of the maze and see off the woman. He sort of gives her a handshake and sees her off. You watch as Ned takes a couple pieces of parchment that are like underneath the one that was being written on. And he takes them and he looks at Odwick and then he kind of discards them under the desk. And he comes back up. Mr. Boffin, I'm afraid we're running low on parchment to record the competitors' times. And Odwick turns back. Oh, really? I thought we just added to the ledger. Ned here will get you started on the maze while I pop back to the house for just a moment. Don't forget to remind them about the weapons. Yes, and enjoy. I'll be right back. Enjoy the maze. And he sort of shuffles off a little bit. And Ned kind of watches him go a little bit. All right, look. The lookout today is Argon. He's cool, don't worry. I promised him a bit of the coin from my end to make sure that he doesn't report it or nothing like that. Make it look like you already knew the maze if you do it too quickly. And you have to put your weapons in this crate here. There's a nearby kind of crate. We give you the key to the crate. We're not trying to steal your weapons. We had a problem with some young kids taking knives in and they'd carve obscene messages into the hedges, making sort of phallic imagery. It was a mess. So you got to leave your weapons. Is that right?
Sure.
All right. Opens the box.
Kids aren't still in there with the knives, are they?
No, only one person's in at a time.
Oh, all right. I thought you...
No, that didn't just happen today.
Oh, I thought it just happened today.
No,
It's just like in the corner.
People
Like,
do leave the maze eventually.
everyone's like, don't they just get lost forever and no
just
one...
give us the.
If they don't win, they just
People
sit
live in
the
here,
maze
right? I
forever.
thought people just lived in here.
You're so sorry.
Weapons in, and you take the key. He hands you the key. You guys put your...
Yeah,
weapons in.
I'll put the... I think I only have my nunchuck
Great.
on me
Put
and
that in.
darts as well,
Yeah, I'll
so...
put my
The bow and the... Do you carry the sickle
I
with you
carry
too?
the sickle with
Yeah.
me too, I guess, technically. So.
Right. Put it in.
Guys probably like...
Lock it.
Guys,
You have the key. Yep.
All those weapons.
All right, so you ready?
Oh, does Mr. Boffin not need to be here to witness it or something?
No, we can probably start without as long as he sees you come out.
Oh, all right, as long as that's...
Like I said, there's a lookout, and he's gonna swear that you did it legit.
All right. Okay.
So you going first?
Yeah, Erland will sort of like get into like a ready state.
Position, great. And he has, similar to this, he has like a large, it's much bigger, a large kind of hourglass that he sort of has on the desk there. All right, and go. And he turns the hourglass. Sorry, Erland
Sorry.
dashes
Oh
into the
my
maze.
God.
But before we do that,
Yes.
we're gonna go over.
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
You return to the tall ports
Wait, short points.
for the fight. Tall ports.
Much many more people.
They
to
showed
talk.
up to the
The
short
short
ports.
ports were busier.
We're in the
Nope.
wrong spot.
Tall ports are
Not
easier.
going
The tall
first.
ports are international, so that it's actually less foot traffic. I'm insane.
You suggested the short ports originally, and he said, no, tall ports.
Okay.
More people will be there.
Okay. I am on top of it.
You take a left past the short ports
Yeah.
and head straight for the tall ports. And you feels like it entering this like entirely new area, a stark contrast between the sort of expansive calm of the piers at night and this frenzied hubbub as laborers offload these enormous galleons anchored in the deep shore waters. The docks and the coastline boardwalk, they're kind of chaotic at first, but you do sense a kind of method to the madness, certain people and priority tasks that have earned the right of way, a separate little hierarchy entirely of its own that keeps conflict to a minimum and fosters an atmosphere of mutual respect amongst those who endure this backbreaking but satisfying line of work. To help with the congestion and the throngs of dock workers moving about, you do see a few uniformed men and women with bright red sashes tied around their waist, and they seem to be kind of directing the flow of traffic. If anyone's kind of bringing a crate or something the wrong way, you see them kind of tap them and point to a different spot, making sure that everybody gets in the right spot. You occasionally hear a whistle being blown as someone sort of starts in the wrong direction, and you see the person with the sash kind of blow it, signal to them, and point in the right direction. It looks like the majority of the goods being brought in off the boat are brought through a row of roofed but open-walled kind of warehouse-looking buildings just beyond the boardwalk, where checkers and bookkeepers denote what's been received, what's set up to go out next. A very sort of intricate process of everything coming off the boat, careful records being taken of what's there, and then another sort of separate process as things are being put back on the ship. Without knowing the general run of things, it seems daunting to try and locate any one person in particular, swarming with hundreds of people moving in and off the
I was
boats.
gonna say, do I see Vane? But
Give me a perception check for that,
Okay.
as you kind of take a look at
11.
11. You do not see Vane.
Okay.
And you take a moment here, kind of you and Beezaura sort of letting the action of the ports kind of swirl around you.
Well, I suppose we stand out more than he does. I guess we just wait for him to come to us.
Okay. I'm unprepared, if that's what I'm
Just-
supposed to be.
I promise it'll go smoothly. No worries. Try to... You know what? I'm not gonna say anymore. Let's just do it.
Whatever you say.
Get too much in my head.
So Graven sort of stands posted, like a little awkwardly, like looking around. A couple of people who are like carrying like heavy goods kind of push their way by you and kind of give you sort of an eye roll or something as they walk by, as you're just sort of standing in the middle of this kind of thoroughfare, moving back and forth.
Oh my god.
Until finally, a voice comes out, a little ways down the boardwalk. Hey! Outsider! I got a bone to pick with you! And you see the half-orc man sort of strutting forward, looking quite sort of healthy after the last time you saw him, and you feel him. He's sort of got a little extra pep in his step as he sort of makes his way down the boardwalk. There's a few people following him, like some of the people that were there at the original fight, that are kind of just tailing him as they sense some of the excitement brewing. Yesterday, when we fought, you cheated. After the fight, one of the guys who was watching, and he kind of points to one of the guys behind him, found a discarded potion bottle that smelled like a potion of hill giant strength. You had liquid strength flowing through you, and I knew those punches were landing too hard. Cheater! He sort of pokes you in the chest with his finger. And you see some of the people that are offloading, you can immediately kind of sense a little bit of the gravity of the area sort of circling around as people, even one person's like mid-blow on the whistle and then kind of takes the whistle out of his mouth.
Hill giant strength? Why in the God's name would I need something like that?
Because you couldn't beat me otherwise, that's why.
He's full of shit. I bet my small friend here could beat you just as badly as I did.
Is that right?
Yes.
Alright, I challenge you to a rematch, right here, right now. I'll prove I'll beat you just how you would have yesterday. I'm gonna fight your friend first and you second. That way we replicate the conditions.
I'll try to get in his face as though I'm
Okay.
gonna start fighting him first. Like you're.
No, your friend first and then you.
Fine.
Give me a performance check.
Give me a performance check. Where is yours?
16.
16, great. As soon as you kind of bump chest, there's a little bit of like, and you see kind of, someone blows the whistle, but not in that kind of long sort of toot to indicate sort of where someone should be going. They kind of to like get people's attention, and you see some of the people, people on the ships kind of lean over the railings of the ships and like peer down into this little circle forming around. And he sort of takes off his shirt and sort of reveals sort of a chiseled physique underneath, throws it to the side.
Grace me up.
I can take you.
Let's do this! And they sort of get into position to fight. That is where we are going to take a break. And when we come back, we will begin
Chaos!
the match and the maze at the same time. Excitement on both ends.
Wow.
That's gonna be great.
We're going to take a quick break.
Orba's just in the other room going, ow, 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 ow.
And her friends are like... and everyone's like sweating.
Small children stabbing him in the calf.
You told me the children were gone! We will take a brief break and come back. We'll see you guys on the other side. Stick around for the excitement.
Oh boy.
Conrad Tortel did suck.
Hey!
I guess it's true.
Maybe.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Hacker.
Welcome back, everybody, to A Peek Beneath the Veil.
Yeah.
Chapter 77. We left off, and we will start right up. Let's bring up the cam.
Oh no.
Oh hell yeah.
With a little rumble on the docks here.
Here we go.
So, Beezaura sort of gets herself limber, shakes out the limbs a little bit. You see Cleaver kind of doing the same, stretches his arms back and forth, sort of clamps his fist a little bit, keeps loose, and you guys kind of circle each other a little bit. So just to go over once again, this is kind of a homebrew mini game that we've come up with. It's a little fist fighting mini game that involves kind of choosing where you're choosing to hit your opponent and then defending in certain ways. So you pick an attack and a defense, with the idea typically to outwit your opponent and attempt to defeat them. Although in our case, there might be a little bit of shenanigans throwing the match involved. However, first of all, these are edge cards, which is a special part of the game, where when you have high enough stats, you do get like basically little one-time advantages in the game.
Right.
You also don't have to use them, especially if you're attempting to lose. You might not,
Right.
but I will give you 2 of those.
Ooh, do I
because
get
know.
bad edge cards, like negative ones?
That's just called like leaning into the punch. I don't know.
I'm allowed to look at them, right?
Dumb.
I can look at them, right?
Oh yeah, you can look at them.
accidentally hit yourself.
But again, those are totally optional. But what we will go over is, first off, you have to roll for composure. And the whole idea is when you reduce your opponent to 0 composure by hitting them a certain number of times, that they get knocked down. So, Beezaura, why don't you roll me, what is your hit die? When you do a short rest, what are your hit die that you roll?
Oh, 4d10.
A d10. So give me a d10 roll.
No.
Give me a second.
Oh wait, that is a
That
D10.
was right.
Ooh.
Trying to make you look like an idiot.
Shame.
I'm
Shame.
sorry. I was holding an 8.
Shame.
Shame.
That was your.
4.
And you're gonna add, what is your constitution modifier?
For my saving? Or
No, you're just
the
your
one
flat.
on the side, right?
Yep.
3.
So 7 and then plus 15. Your composure is 22 is what you're starting with. So write down 22. I'm gonna roll for Wilson.
Oh, I don't have my ring girl screen.
Oh, that's the wrong
Damn
one.
it.
You're what?
What?
The ring girl thing there?
Oh, yeah.
It's hardly a substitution.
And then make an initiative roll for me.
Viewership just went down.
16.
Great. So you will strike first.
Great.
So you guys kind of get ready. He's sort of leaning down a little bit. He certainly towers over you in terms of stature. And a little bit of the crowd is cheering along. People are getting into it here on the docks. Some people are trying to like maintain order. They're like, let's get back. Can we please? And sort of giving up as this kind of people are not listening to them as they sort of move. So you're going to pick 2 attacks and 1 defense. And I will do the same. Did I already put something in the wrong place?
Get him.
What are you looking for?
My cards.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I definitely.
You lose.
Here they are. I have them. They're in this box.
I'm trying not to backseat drive over here.
I mean, if you want to.
So before also we reveal them, are you doing anything with your hair?
I was going to get to that. Thank you. So she like hustles down and she just goes,
Okay.
Ooh, let's see if he has a good enough memory.
"Don't worry, it's gonna hurt."
He's like,
That's not on us. That is not on us.
Oh my god, I hope she goes for lower body.
Dude, that would be
Dude, that-
sad.
all right. So the first volley of strikes go out. What does Beezaura come in with?
I go with a hedge strike and a head heavy.
And with head protect, Wilson covers up his head, absorbs the 2 blows, and then he goes for 2 strikes. He's gonna go for body strike, head jab.
I did a head protect.
Great. So the jab is negated, but you're gonna take 4 composure, and he's gonna take 1 for the fatigue.
And you spend 3.
Oh,
Yes, you also spend energy to throw heavier strikes. Great, so Wilson comes out strong, and immediately you see people kind of, yeah, I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen. And Wilson sort of, and he's gonna get ready again. So pick new ones.
Yeah. Embarrassing halflings.
And he kind of narrows his eyes, sort of looks at your face
Looking
a
at
little
your
bit.
hair. Yeah. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about it. I'm talking to myself.
Graven's
pacing.
Yeah. Get him. Don't get him, but get him. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Here. Oh, it's this guy.
Oh,
All right, so he looks in. Anything that you're
Nope.
okay? All right, what do you come in with?
Come in with a body strike and a head strike.
He does a duck and weave and dodges out of the way of both of them as he sort of deftly maneuvers around. Comes up empty on both strikes, and he comes back with a body heavy ×2.
I did a duck and weave.
Duck and weave, so he comes in with
Yes.
one big punch and then follows it up with one right to kind of the side there, right in the gut as you kind of absorb the blow.
Yeah.
You take 12 composure damage.
Damn.
12 plus 3.
Actually, yeah, plus
He
3.
spends
12
4.
and 3. I'm out.
So with the second one, you see the kind of rippling across Beezaura's skin as the second one hits. And and Beezaura sort of crumbles to the ground a little bit.
Fast. That was really fast.
Whoa.
Pretty good at this, guys.
And sort of some cheering comes up, and some of Wilson's friends that sort of came along for the ride are like pushing people and sort of say, I told you he's cheating, I knew it, I knew he was cheating.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, just in general.
We
right?
were like,
Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's not over yet. It's not over. She's got another chance.
People sort of waving in your direction.
Nonsense.
You need to make another composure roll, so give me another D10 roll.
4
And
again.
add 18.
So 22.
It's working. It's working.
This is very confusing
Something's
for people who are
working.
seeing Huge
I
Wolf
know,
for the
right?
first time.
I know.
Usually
Okay.
this would be
Yeah,
horribly bad.
shitty rolls. Yeah.
So now he's gonna, you swap places, so he's gonna strike first now, but still
Okay.
pick out your things. And once again, he sort of, as he's circling you,
Looking at you.
Alright. Give me a second.
She's like, I'm deciding. Stop looking at me that way. Why are you looking at me like that?
You got this. Ooh. Okay. She moved her hair twice.
Yeah.
That means lots of hair.
Alright, he comes in quickly with a head strike times 2. 2 quick head strikes.
Head protect.
I come in.
Oh, no. It's
With
just
your
the
defense.
first.
Head
Head protect. So he's like, comes up empty as Beezaura sort of gets into a ball a little bit. He's kind of punching down with his strikes, and she's able to sort of cover up her head enough. He sort of backs up, a little frustrated. And what do you come back with?
I come back with a head strike and a head
And
heavy.
he head protects as well. And now this time, sort of the move used again, sort of in quick succession. Give me a performance check.
Oh.
Okay.
Come on, BZ.
17.
17,
Nice.
great.
Okay.
Beezaura sort of goes in for the strikes, and she really sells that she's hitting hard. She kind of puts her sort of muscle into it, grunting a little bit as she throws her strikes, and people are kind of noticing. And even though you went down quick, they're like, she's got some spunk in her. She's got some. She's sort of people
Yes,
pointing, a
I-
little impressed.
A real spunk lady.
All right, another round.
Show him the business, Beezaura.
Give him the business.
And show the business.
Give him the business.
This pretty boy, what's coming to him?
What do you got? Ken sort of ducking down to try and get a look at your face. Okey-dokey.
No,
Hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just looking
No,
at
sorry.
Did you know how to fake a fight? I didn't actually say that out loud.
That would be suspicious.
All right, he throws a body strike and a head heavy.
I have a general defense.
Okay, so that negates the strike, but you take the heavy. So she sort of brushes off the strike, but then follows up kind of right on the chin with a head heavy. You take 8 composure.
Oh, what did I didn't? Oh, I didn't lose anything last time.
Yeah, you didn't lose any last round. Or did you use any fatigue last round? I think you did. It was
It was a head.
head strike and a
heavy
head.
Head strike and a head heavy, I
So
think.
3.
Yeah.
So
It was
great,
either
great.
a jab or
Sorry.
a strike.
That's okay. And he loses 3 from this one.
Minus 8. Okay.
Great, so you take a wall up to the head, and you sort of dazed a little bit, try and come in with your 2 strikes.
And I come in with a double body heavy.
He general defenses, so both of them hit.
No. It's okay. That's good. Sell it.
And he sort of gets hit almost like just above the groin a little bit. He kind of, so he takes how much is the 12?
Oh my god.
It's okay. That's like the first time you got it.
And you take the fatigue from that as well.
It's
So
2,
2 for each of those.
Oh, 2 for each.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay. Once again,
I
they
took them
circle around a little bit.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Backseat driving. I'm backseat driving.
That's not a D10.
I know. I'm just nervous.
You're gonna make yourself sick.
You're right. Alright, so sort of holding his midsection a little bit, sort of rubbing it, trying to get some feeling back into that area. He once again sort of looks in to try and read your face a little bit. Give me one more performance check.
It's like I'm wiping my brow.
But you've done it a few times.
Okay, 18.
Okay. So
We'll leave it.
A quick convincing, a little bit of your sweat kind of goes flying off into a nearby member who kind of,
Yuck.
Someone who's like circling around you guys. All right. All right, he comes in with 2 head jabs.
I defend with. Oh yeah. Footwork.
Footwork, so both go through, so bops you with 2 kind of quick little strikes to the face, in addition to what the footwork costs there.
Yeah, 3.
Great.
And I come back.
And he hits you with 4 there.
Oh shoot. Oh, he hits me with 4 of them.
The strikes happened first. The jabs happened
Oh.
first. So 4.
Oh, so that's -4.
Basically,
I'm
But
down.
You can't down yourself.
Yeah.
You can't exhaust. So you just go to 1. So you're just at
Okay,
1.
so I'm at 1.
Great. And then you come back with.
I come back with a head heavy and a body jab.
Okay, so blocks the head heavy sort of glancing blow, and then you give a little sort of knock to the chest, and he sort of that was a good little shot there.
Oh.
I was trying with the head armor.
That's okay.
perfect. That's perfect.
So you just hit him for 1 there. Perfect for the jab.
Sorry, I was
Okay, and Beezaura sort of breathing heavy on last legs.
Oh gosh.
Die a hero.
Die a hero.
Nobody here knows you except for the people who tried to kill you, and they're all dead.
Yay!
Yay.
Not funny.
A little funny.
Beezy looks up. Pendle's just sitting on a boat.
I disapprove.
Yeah. That is not how you acquire peace.
Alright, and this time not even looking for a signal, he can kind of smell blood in the water a little bit, seeing you kind of tipping on your back feet. He just comes in with 2 quick attacks here.
Okay.
He goes for a head jab and a body strike.
I come back with a head protect.
Head protect, so the body strike. And Beezaura tips over to the side there, sort of falls to the ground. And, next one! Bring on the next one! And there's a little bit of like cheering and stuff. And again, a couple people try to break it up, and some people are like, just one more! Just piss off! We're pushing him away. Alright, so Beezaura sort of limps over to the side. Graven gives her kind of a little encouraging tap.
That was nothing. Oh, I didn't even need her to soften you up for me.
Let's go, Cheetah! He sort of gets himself ready. He's gonna stay on the same composure because he's fighting right back to back.
No!
Okay,
He's gonna
that's
stay
okay.
exactly where he is.
So I'm gonna roll my composure. 7. So
7 plus Constitution plus 15.
why do I roll
Yeah, of
well
course.
on these
Well, of
times?
course.
So
Now you're
7
rolling well.
plus Constitution is 3. So 10 plus 16.
Plus 15.
15.
So
So
25.
25.
And initiative as well.
Initiative.
12 for
8.
12. So he will strike first in the first round.
Oh, I need these.
Okay.
I need some space.
Okay. Okay.
You guys are more nervous about this and you're losing on
Yes,
purpose.
it's
Because we're
very-
so strong and powerful.
It's making him look bad.
It's goofy.
I could lose like this, guys.
Well, you.
For you,
my
this is
eyes
difficult.
Yeah.
For me, professional sweat.
You're pretty good.
Professional loser. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. Yep.
All right,
Come on,
great.
you
So they
losers,
circle each other, and
lose.
now you can really feel the crowd getting into it because they knew this was kind of the sort of main event match here to see if Wilson could sort of reclaim his honor. And he sort of gives you a look in. Okay.
Really concentrating on keeping my eyes like wide open.
Oh, he hasn't blinked in.
Wilson leans, he like touches your face.
Yeah.
All right.
He's tearing up.
Wilson's gonna strike first with a
Once.
body strike times 2.
General defense.
Okay, so negates one of them.
Yeah.
So Graven kind of clams up a little bit, and one punch just gets up under the elbow there. You take 4.
Okay.
He takes 2 exhaustion or fatigue. All right.
Just feeling it out, kind of dancing around a little
And he
bit.
sort of backs up on one foot, dashes to another foot, to 1 foot, 1 foot. He's doing footwork.
Double body jab.
Double body. Sort of tip from one, and he hops over to one other foot, and you're right there smacking him with another little jab. Okay, so he takes 2 plus the 3 from footwork.
Come on,
Oh,
Graven!
am I ruining this? Okay.
He hasn't gone down yet.
He has not gone.
He's still on.
He better stop.
All right, so once again, now eyes up at him a little more even level, kind of looking down his nose a little bit, keeping his fists in front of his face to kind of hide the fact that he's trying to like peer in.
Yeah, I'll like wince a little bit and give up.
Okay.
Someone lose, Graven. I'll blink. I'll do a hard blink. Like
Okey-dokey. He comes in with head strike ×2.
Body protect.
Body protect.
Yeah.
So Graven kind of leans in a little bit and just gets clipped once on the cheekbone and then back the other way across the chin, like pinballs one direction and then the other with 2 quick succession strikes.
Beautiful.
That's
okay.
10 to you.
Ooh, okay.
There it is.
Yeah, again, shake off and like come back. Head strike, head heavy.
Head protect. So Graven comes in with 2 big swipes and he
Okay.
buckles down, goosh, glancing blow, goosh, off to the side, and people seeing that exchange sort of and they back up and prepare themselves for another volley.
Come on, then.
Alright.
Who's he talking?
This is really hard.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness, indeed.
Once again leans in as best he can, covering his face a little bit to get a peek.
I'm gonna kind of like purposefully like give a look down and then look back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sort of moves in.
That's a new signal. You guys did not
He's gonna come in
discuss.
with a head-heavy body jab.
Counter.
Wilson comes in for a big head-heavy, and Graven just comes right up underneath. Gotta make it look real. And sort of the lip sweat kind of drizzling out as he goes down.
Oh shit. Okay,
Falls
that's
to the
fine.
dirt,
It's fine.
And a little bit of not cheating after all, eh? Sort of goes down. That's fine.
Look at Graven.
It's fine.
Graven.
Did you take
say?
stamina from counter? No?
Nope.
That doesn't cost stamina?
Nope. So the first thing he threw was the heavy?
Yep. That was the first thing he threw.
Okay.
If you win this fight! Oh my god.
Okay, he needs to roll new composure. And you swap, so you will be first to strike this time.
Okay. You like that, do ya? And I'll give him. I'll like.
It ain't over yet.
I'm like, oh, here's more where that came from, and I'll like give him a wink.
A nasty little
Yeah, like a
wink.
nasty wink. Like, eat
That
this.
is weird.
What is happening?
I don't like a nasty wink.
He's not even.
Does a wink mean only one head hit?
Like, what does that mean?
All right, you strike first.
So, double head heavy.
Head protect. So Graven comes in with too big that he's just they're the slow moving overhands that he's able to kind
Awesome.
of duck out of one way and then out of the other. And then he comes back, matching your ferocity with a double head heavy.
Head protect.
Head protect. And you can see him breathing a little heavy. He gets.
Just keep growling at each other, it'll be fine.
Okay.
How is it possible that I was better at doing this than he is?
Come on! Because I overthink shit.
And I don't?
That's true.
Do you know me at all?
When he spent.
In the game
You
and
spent your
in life.
fatigue for
I
that.
did spend, yeah.
Does as well.
Wait, I think that puts me to 1.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
good,
that's
good.
4. That's
Yay!
2 for each.
Die,
heavy.
Graven, die.
You look terrible!
that's not true. Then I am actually 4 still. I already
No, Graven!
So I am at 4.
He can always just pretend to
No, that's then you have to make a really good
He whiffs completely.
Yeah.
He's like, oh! Alright, he kind of leans in once more, trying to read you a little bit.
The eyes wide open.
Eyes wide open. Alright. He's gonna
God. This is hard.
go. Okay, you're first to strike.
Body strike, body jab.
Okay, the body jab hits. He dances around a little bit with some clever footwork, but the
it's just one.
just the 1 point.
Yep,
right,
I
plus
put myself
the
to
3
3.
from footwork. All right, sort of dances around a little bit, gets tapped a little bit on the chest as he's dancing around, and then he comes quickly back with body heavy, head strike.
Negate 1 non-heavy.
Okay,
Can
so
I
the head
choose
strike,
to?
Well, non-heavy.
Oh, non-heavy. Yeah.
So
Great.
you negate the head strike.
And
So you take 6.
Yeah, I'm out.
great.
Yeah.
Boom, one big strike to the body. And Graven goes down, and now sort of evened up a little bit. You can feel the sort of momentum turning.
There it is.
I know,
Some
I know.
coins kind of quickly changing hands as people try to change their bets and place additional bets.
Okay. Composure
Too late
again.
now, guys.
Okay, 5 this time. A little better. So instead of I started 25, so 23. I started at this time. God, I keep breaking my pencil.
What do you got, like a 0.3 over there?
What?
Your lead.
Thickness of your lead.
It's very
How thick's your lead?
thin. It's very thin.
Okay, well, they rotate again, so he is now striking first again.
Okay.
I don't know my own friend anymore.
Wild.
Lost in the world of pugilism.
What if Kuzny takes over at the very end and just demolishes
Yeah,
the guy?
Kuzni's like, this is embarrassing.
Don't lose.
Alright, sort of dancing around a little bit on his feet, trying to get a little bit of the blood flowing back. Sort of, you can see kind of a little redness showing up on his face, a little blood under the nose.
Having just come up, I am gonna kind of purposely give like a few.
Make a performance check now that it's the third time you've utilized this.
No. Be a good
Natural 20.
Great, so coming up off of the ground, like Graven kind of blinking heavy,
Very
it
good
looks
actress.
just like he's, just kind of trying to get his
Right
wits
down.
about him. Great. Alright, he's gonna come in with head jab, head strike.
Duck and weave.
Duck and weave, so they both hit. So taps him with the jab, and Graven tries to go down, but then he comes around and hits you just as you're kind of moving in that direction on the side of the face. That's 7 to you.
Ooh, so 1 from that and 7 from that.
Yeah.
5, 15. Take that! Head heavy, head strike.
Curls up again. The 2 hits glance off of him. Breathes, and they circle once more.
Okay.
Did you take off for this?
Yeah.
For these things?
For the heavy and strike, the head heavy.
Oh, I didn't. Oh my god, thank you. Holy crap, I'm out of my mind. 3.
You are welcome.
Well, okay, great.
Help me lose, Beezaura.
Yeah.
Please, Beezaura.
Please,
Don't tease
An episode 13 all back? What the hell was that?
1.
Please, Beezaura.
That's all I found my crucifix.
Yes. Wow. That was a long time ago.
Okay. Yep.
Alright, he leans in once more, tries to pick up any kind of...
Eyes wide.
Okay. And he throws body strike times 2.
General defense.
Okay, so 1 is negated.
One-
1 strike, and then he sort of blocks that. So he goes in the same side twice. One of them gets blocked. 4 to you.
Okay.
That's 2 for him. Shit. And what do you come back with?
Double body jab.
He goes counter, so a couple quick taps kind of hit him. Still only with just 2, right? With the double body jab.
Yeah, just
Okay.
take 2.
Right. So he sort of seems to be prepping for a big hit. And you come in with just a couple quick body taps that he's not prepared for.
Come on, great.
I know. We're so goddamn close.
Go down, go down, go down, go down, go down.
I have to risk it.
Oh my god.
What are you risking?
To risk it.
What are you risking?
Okay.
time seems to kind of slow as they circle each other.
I'm gonna
Should've done exactly
whip my head
what I
and
did.
like and again like I'm gonna focus up and
Give me a
blink
performance
again.
check.
Come on now, you got it. You got it.
I already forget. 5.
Graven kind of winks, not winks, he sort of blinks his eyes a little bit, and it comes off because sort of the last volley, he didn't convincingly hit you. In fact, you came back with 2 good strikes, so this act where you're kind of trying to shake off the hit doesn't quite translate a little bit, and a couple people in the crowd kind of, you can see some people looking around a little bit. Nobody says anything just yet.
Yep. He strikes first, right?
Yep, he strikes first.
He's put me down.
Alright, he goes head jab, body heavy.
Negate body. Body protect.
Body protect. Great. So the heavy gets blocked. He uses 2 fatigue for that.
Heavy.
And then a quick bop to the face with a head jab for 2.
I take
You
2.
Yep.
Okay.
And then what do you come back with?
Head heavy, head jab.
Head protect. So he
Okay.
does blocks those 2 attacks, and you can see him sort of gaining his. And you see him looking around a little bit because he can sense that maybe we've utilized this technique a little bit. He's making sure that no one's kind of calling him out on it.
Okay.
You don't see anyone try to interrupt the fight yet or anything to that effect.
Little body.
So like
No,
there's a
actually,
ref.
It's the people with the whistles.
Yeah. Hey. Wait a minute.
Come on.
Come on, baby.
Come on. Eyes wide.
Right, knowing that he doesn't want to risk it, he doesn't even really look for a signal. Kind of ducks back and forth a little bit and quickly comes in with a head jab, head strike.
Negate 1 non-heavy, general defense.
Normally you would negate the stronger one, but you actually get to choose.
I will
so
not
you
negate the
so you
stronger
will
one, yeah.
So you see Graven kind of see the jab coming in and quickly put up his defense, and then put it back down thinking that he might be going elsewhere, and poosh, and takes a smack across the face.
How much?
That's 5 to you.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
As Graven takes the strike across the face, he falls back, and some of the people catch you. You sort of bowl down a couple people as you fall backwards into the crowd. The weight of you carrying you back. People sort of, I knew it! I fucking knew it! And Beezaura sort of watching from the crowd. You can hear some of the chatter that's happening around as people are calling out, sort of shouting into the abyss. It's always some asshole from out of town who thinks they're untouchable. Sort of people pushing and talking to each other. And one man leans and goes, I wouldn't trust a man who didn't try to cheat a little bit. And finally you hear some of those loud whistles start to blow. As the second you go down, finally the sort of people organizing the docks are trying to get things back in order. A couple long blows of the whistle. And you see people kind of, all right, picking back up their crates, putting them over their shoulders. A couple people kind of come over, so good fight, man, good close.
I'll kind of be defensive about it and be like,
And they sort of move off a little bit. And Wilson's sort of with his buddies over there, and they're congratulating him. He's kind of like rubbing his knuckles a little bit. And you see him kind of look over the crowd and kind of, drinks at the deck on me, let's go! He sort of goes with a few people over the deck and walks his way off. You guys are left here and the kind of picking up the pieces of
Well,
we did it.
we did it.
I guess let's go patch ourselves up and maybe get a drink.
I guess. Is he paying for ours too?
Probably not. I'll pay for yours.
Alright, let's go.
Heading back to the deck.
Yeah.
You guys start to head back in that direction, sort of following a few paces behind, sort of a cheering and sort of celebrating group of people in front of you, just like 50 feet behind or so. We go back over to Boffin Estates.
Oh shit.
Alright, fools. Speaking of cheating.
Oh, seriously, we're a bunch of cheaters.
We are a bunch of cheaters today.
Speak for yourself.
And Erland breaks into the maze, sort of immediately off at a full sprint. Power into the maze, you get to that first sort of junction where you enter in, and there's a couple sort of options. One turn to the left and one sort of straightforward off to the right.
So I'm going left.
All right, Erland takes a quick left.
And then I'm going right.
It takes a right there, and immediately you get in, and you see right on your right-hand side, there's a red flag.
Grabbing the red
Snatches
flag.
the flag, sort of stuffs it in your pocket there.
I go back out.
Back out.
And I go left.
Left.
And then I go left.
Yep, go left again.
And then I go straight.
Go straight at the intersection.
And I see the thing.
Yep,
The
you
thing
do.
that starts talking.
Yep, so as soon as you start to, like, move past that, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Wow.
Child with a knife.
Yeah.
19.
19. Immediately, you hear a voice start to talk, and you also hear, like, a ping, and at your sort of ankle level, a little tripwire sort of springs up, and you hear the magic mouth start to talk. Life can sometimes trip you up. That's what happens when you switch from a proven local commodity to an untested alternative. Boffin Estates has proudly supplied the community with top quality resources for decades, so don't take your business to someone who will leave you lying in the dirt. And you sort of run by. So he has these little like weird traps set up for you as you do the
God,
maze.
this guy's advertising is insane.
That's marketing.
But you sort of deftly hop over it at the last second. Continue your way forward.
And I go right.
You take a right.
And
You get in, and you see the blue flag there. You grab the blue flag. Give me a strength saving throw.
6.
Oh.
Suddenly, as soon as you grab the flag, you see the almost the little receptacle that the flag is standing in. You pull it out, and there's immediately sort of a gust of strong air that sort of pushes you back, and it knocks you on the ground like prone. You fall flat on your back, and you hear another voice start to talk.
Oh my God.
The winds of change are coming, but that doesn't mean you should act hastily and blow all your savings. Boffin Estates currently has the best rates for local imports and exports, and everyone here is so friendly that working with us is a breeze. So you get kind of knocked down, but you hear the voice.
Get out of here.
Get yourself back up.
So do I have the flag?
Yeah, you have the blue flag. Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to turn around.
Great.
And I'm going to go left.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take another
Right.
left.
Take another left.
And then I'm going right.
Take a right.
And then I'm going right.
Take a right.
And on my right there should be a green flag.
And you take a look in, and there's no green flag.
No!
And you look around,
Oh,
and you hear a little kind of rustling. And you look behind you, and a kind of scrawny man who has a sort of wrap over his face and has a really simple sort of rudimentary club is like smacking the club in his hand, trying to look a little menacing.
Is this another app?
Give me a go.
What?
I'm gonna fine on my weapon. I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
You're gonna attack right?
What?
Or rather, I'm gonna high kick him. We're gonna go for a high kick.
Sure.
That is. Oh, it's unarmed. Right. 17 to hit.
17 hits. Roll for damage.
Oh my
He's
god.
like, I was just going to sell you some insurance.
We're talking about the price limit.
5 bludgeoning.
5 bludgeoning. Erland goes up with a kick. You catch him on the side of the head as he's bringing his arm up. And he falls to the ground in the maze.
Okay, I'm gonna take the green flag. And
There is no green flag there.
Oh, there's not?
No.
He wasn't holding anything.
No, he wasn't
had a
holding
club.
a
Not a club.
I'm gonna look around the area for a green
Give me an
flag.
investigation check.
10.
10.
didn't
You
have
sort
the
of look
flag.
around the next corner, and there's another sort of back sort of area of this little one just behind another row of hedges, and you peek around it, and there's a green flag there.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab the green flag.
Give me a...
It's still in the same like area, right? I haven't like made a turn.
no, you haven't really
Okay.
made a turn. It was just like slightly around the
Okay.
corner there. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Shit. Okay, 17.
17. This time when you pull the flag out, there's like a release of almost like a pollen or something. It's like a dusting up happens. You kind of cover your mouth and put your sort of cloak over your face so it doesn't get into your lungs, and you hear another voice. As proud Northerners, we're allergic to bullshit, and hopefully so are you. When certain wealthy outsiders come and try to sell you on their vision for the future, tell them the citizens of Navika-Pura are nothing to sneeze at, and prefer to keep your business in the family. And you hear that sort of message.
Taking the flag.
Takes the green flag.
And I'm gonna turn around, and then there's a left and an immediate left.
Yep.
And I'm gonna use a key point and use Step of the Wind.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Even takes another sort of extra step to move through the maze quickly.
And then there's a left and then one more left, and then a straight ahead.
Great.
You had to punch somebody in the face.
And Erland comes bursting out. Safira, you watch as Erland comes out carrying the three flanks, and you look over to Ned, who's sort of waiting with the timer, and he looks a little surprised. That was very quick. Well done.
Someone in there tried to rob me.
What? No.
Did you know there was someone in there trying to rob me?
No.
Hang on, someone in there tried to rob
Can
me.
I see if he's
You may
lying?
make an insight check with advantage.
That was the best attempt at a robbery! One guy with a club! Please give me your
Nine.
so
Nine.
stupid!
I mean, you get a weird vibe about it, but not in a definitive manner necessarily. And at this time, also, you can see Odwick Boffin kind of walking his way back from the house. He hasn't arrived yet, but no, of course not.
Oh my
there was
God.
someone in there.
Oh my god, you should be careful about that.
Oh, we will.
So what was my time? Did I do all right?
Yes, you did very good. 1 minute 42 seconds. Very good.
Is that the fastest so far?
That puts you in first place. Yeah. Well done.
I don't
Good
trust
job.
By a significant margin. What's the next?
That's private.
All right.
Well done. Good job there.
Wow.
He sort of marks that, and Aldrich Boffin gets back.
Does it seem like I was in fact the fastest of the day?
Make an insight check for that too. It's also not for the day; it's a running total.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
12.
12. Yeah, as far as you can tell. I mean, you see him sort of writing the number down, and you can see sort of the pen stroke of the one, as opposed to some of the other ones that look like they have a curved pen stroke. So
Okay.
at least like 2 minutes or more, depending on what the other people were doing. Oh, you've completed it already!
Yes.
Oh, and he goes over to the ledger. Wow, well done! Excellent time!
Is that the best of the day so far?
Yes, it is.
Wow, good for you, Erland.
Yes.
It's like those fast feet aren't for nothing.
Yes.
And you see Ned kind of turn to him. He said there was someone in the maze?
Yeah, right by the green flag. Someone tried to rob me.
What? Excuse me?
Someone tried to rob me by the... I'll describe the person.
Sure.
Oh my god.
No, that's impossible.
All right. Can you give me 1 moment?
Yes.
I'll go back in.
Sure.
And I'll retrace my steps. So I guess straight.
And
then-
Safira's out there, and they're all just like,
I'll go the way I know, so I don't have to make it confusing, and I'll
Yeah.
kind of jog.
yeah.
And is the guy still there?
Make an investigation check.
Oh my god.
7? Sorry, no, 5.
5. The body's gone. For a moment, you feel like you hear a little like. As if
my
maybe it was
God.
being dragged away, but it's hard to pinpoint where that's coming
Do I see any drag marks on the ground?
from. Make another investigation check.
Oh my god.
These guys were trying to rob us.
Okay,
No.
14.
14.
him in the head.
You follow a little bit of like drag
It's
marks in the
fine.
dirt around one corner. You're getting a little bit into a part of the maze that you don't know entirely, but you walk a
Okay.
little bit, and it seemed like the drag marks move up to one wall in the hedge maze, and then they'd like go into it or through it or past it. You're not sure.
Okay, I'll try and go through.
Give me an
my
acrobatics check.
I want to find out
What
who this
is going
weird little
on?
dude. Acrobatics?
Yep.
9?
9. You try to push your way through the thick brush, and you're not sure if you're missing an entrance or an exit that you can't find, but it's very hard to push. This is the exterior wall, so it's very thick, and you're not able to get all the way through. You can't find.
Oh, it's the exterior wall.
Yes, not one
Okay.
of the interior walls of the maze.
All right, I'm gonna try and jog my way out.
Sure, we'll say that you're able to
Great.
within some time find your way out.
Yeah, it's funny.
I found tracks. The body was discarded by someone. I don't.
The body.
Whatever. Was my time good?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh.
8.
Oh my god.
I don't know what you're trying to do exactly, but if you're trying to smear my reputation, I'll have none of it.
Hold on, Safira. I won't say anything to anyone. I thought someone was trying to rob me, and I ran past them. Maybe it was a trick of the shadows, or perhaps one of your speaking advertisements.
They are very convincing.
They are extraordinarily convincing.
Make a persuasion with advantage.
With advantage!
You appeal to his ego.
Oh, brother.
17.
All right, I think we'll just put this matter to rest.
Yes, fine
Keep
by
the
me.
time. But to make sure we don't have any more incidents, I think maybe we'll just have your friend do the maze.
Sure, no problem.
We will let you know at the end of the week if you have the best time.
Oh, excellent. All right.
I hope you learned a little something about Boffin Estates.
Yes, very convincing, very exciting.
Would I have been able to hear the advertisements from outside at all, or no?
No, not really. Yeah, I mean the maze is pretty big, so it's hard to hear them.
Do you mind if we look around your grounds a little bit, look around the maze?
The maze.
Just sort of like walk around your grounds a little bit to sort of see the full breadth of the maze.
Well, Boffin Estates is a private property.
I just mean walk around the maze.
Yes, I know.
All right. All right.
Okay, well, I guess we'll be off then.
Have a wonderful day.
You as well. I look forward to someone trying to break my record.
One more thing. Where should we find you?
You can ask Satyria at the inn. Uber Ale House.
Yes. I will do so. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
You guys start to walk away?
As we're sort of walking away,
What happened?
some small little person with a club.
Do you know what I think happened?
What?
I think they sent us in there and he thought he was going to be able to rob you.
Yes, that's exactly what I think happened.
That's amazing!
But someone else
Wait,
must
tell
have
me
been
how he
in-
tried to do it.
Yeah,
What did you do to
He had a
him?
little cudgel and I kicked him in the face. and he fell
I wish
over.
I'd been there. That's hilarious.
And then when I went back to check, I saw that someone had dragged him through the.
They think they're criminal masterminds. I wonder how many people they've tried to pull that with.
I'll tell you
Do
what.
you think they've ever gotten away with it? Oh, that's
It wasn't
fantastic.
very. I'll tell you what. We should get our weapons.
Oh, yeah.
We'll say
Yeah.
future. Just leave them there.
I'll tell you what, though. If we do win, I am less inclined to give him that other ear.
Yeah, no shit. He's not getting anything from us. He sent you in there and there's some little guy with a club. That's amazing. Oh, I'm never going to get over it. That's so funny.
2 feet tall. Scrawny, not like a half.
No.
Oh, and you kicked him in the head. Do you think he's alright?
I don't care.
What do you mean? Oh, I hope you didn't actually hurt him. I
little
don't know he was
man.
going to hurt you very much with the club.
Well, come to think, yeah, I sort of hope I didn't kill him, but I didn't say non-lethal.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
If you killed that poor guy.
Holy shit. Broke his scrawny little neck.
The thought occurs to Erland that he did not hold back on that kick at all and gave that guy a good, like, hit him right in the temple and he went down.
Erland, that's worse.
I was running quickly and it surprised me.
Next time, hold back. That was
It's
just some guy. That
surprised
thought he
me.
was trying to kill you.
I hope he's alright.
I hope he's alright. That was funny until it got sad.
Maybe.
Well, I hope we get that. At
Definitely,
least we get the fucking earrings, I suppose. You did that fast, right?
Yes, I did it quite
Good
quickly.
job, I guess. I mean, it's super suspicious. I can't imagine that they don't know something's up.
Well, I maybe guessed right. There were some tripwires and advertisements, and
They were advertising.
my
What were they
God.
advertising?
I honestly wasn't listening. Grass, maybe?
Grass? No. And Safira kind of looks around. What are they selling here?
Gardening. I was truly running and kicking. Shall we go back to the Uber Ale House and I suppose wait for Orba and Leto?
Yeah, sure, I suppose.
All right.
I thought this was kind of going to be like an immediate thing, but I suppose so we hear back from them tomorrow?
At the end of the week, they said.
Alright,
The
okay.
end of the week is in 2 days.
Oh, all right. Yeah, well, the Skeeter Way will open and we'll hopefully have a set of earrings.
Great.
That's what they're called, right?
Steeder.
Skeeter Way. Oh,
Skeeter like mosquito.
We got all kinds of
Next
mix-ups.
I don't know, guys.
You don't want to fly around underground?
We'll see Ray riding his skeeter through the
Skeeter.
skeeter way.
The Steeder Way will open up and we'll have a
Skeeter way.
couple earrings. That was very quick. I might actually do some breathing exercises in the room then if we're waiting for Orba.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought since we finished kind of early, I thought maybe I'd go over actually and see her with the tattoo guy, because I thought maybe if she doesn't... I mean, I know she's going to ask about the... I don't know what else to do. I'm not used to killing time.
That's
I mean,
fine.
there are other things I could do, but I don't particularly want to walk over to the Broken Crown right now.
Right, no, I want to stay on the...
I'd rather not do that today, just because I know that the poor guy who came up to me wants me to turn myself in. I'm sure he'd like me to do it today, but, you know...
No, let's wait on... What time is it roughly?
I'd like to wait on that, because I don't know what they want from me.
Alright, well...
I suppose I could go do that now, but I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't have time to get back there.
I don't think so.
Alright, I'm going to rest up for a bit, and then...
Alright.
And then hopefully by then Leto will be here.
Well, I suppose I've got the town to myself. Not sure what I'm going to do. What do you think? Should I go to see Orba?
Sure.
Maybe I will. Get myself a tattoo.
Sounds lovely.
Could be fun.
So I'm going to head back to the Ube Ale
Alright,
House.
so you guys start to walk and you start to split off a little bit as Erland starts to move towards the Ube Ale House, and Safira starts to head in the direction of the eastern bridge there that leads out of Naupa.
Fucking killed that guy.
I know, you cannot! I hope you did not kill that guy. But he would have had to have had like 4 hit points if you killed him.
Regular villagers do have like 4 hit points.
How
Like
much did you hit him
non-adventurers.
for? How much damage did he take?
5?
They have what? They have like single
Like
digit?
Yeah, single digit hit points. Like a regular non-adventurer.
Hopefully you just made him unconscious and then
That's
they can
not how
revive
this
him.
game
That's
works.
not how this...
I fucking killed that dude.
This game works where you die.
Orba,
Yeah.
you once again start to see the town limits of Nakuzi. You passed through it before, familiar at least with the sort of main road that weaves its way through. And are you heading straight for? You know the location of Vitez's tattoo parlor?
Yes, I believe I'm heading straight for that.
Great. Start to move in that direction. I'm just gonna bring up the map of.
Sorry.
You're good.
Which is one of
Please.
these, I think.
Fucking
That's
word.
Nagarwa.
Not a word. Without a word. Just like, you want my gold? Fuck you, you're dead.
Then he's like, no, I take the green flag, and Matt's like, you didn't have the green flag.
Yeah, I pat his body down for a flag and I move on. So bad. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Everyone's just killing people.
Recalling the location of Butez's tattoo parlor is easier than actually making your way there. As you recall from his directions that it's directly across the river from the blacksmith, there isn't actually a bridge to cross anywhere but up through the center of Nakuzi. So you come along the path here, and you actually work your way basically in the direction of the church, and then you start to see the bridge. Still in this smaller township, it's a simple enough trek. Quietly kind of move through the town. Again, moving through the streets of Nakuzi, very different than Naupa, mostly just a few people moving in and out. And you're soon coming up on a very uniquely structured house that, as far as you can tell, it sits opposite the forge that you can see some kind of smoke billowing from the other bank. The roof is very steeply sloped, and it comes all the way down to the ground, so it almost looks like kind of a triangular prism, like the edges of the roof actually touch the ground. And there are these gigantic, enormous windows on one side. They're almost like skylights because they're actually in the roof. Cut into the roof, into the shingles, to allow for the rising sun to kind of drench the interior with light. And as you're sort of looking at it, you imagine that's a very sort of useful room when you're maximizing the amount of daylight that you can use to do your sort of artistry. And in fact, as you peek through the window, you can see lots of hanging artwork, different styles, levels of detail. They're nailed to the wall in this kind of collage of a pattern as they're all kind of bunched together. And you think you're at the right place, given the sort of location. You can see the art through the window. Can you see the house?
Great. When I look through, is he like present in the room?
Give me a perception check.
19.
19. You sort of get a little bit, wait to get a little bit closer, and once again you kind of lean over and look in the window, and it looks like he's sitting at this desk, and there's like a rack from left to right, like a rainbow of inks up on the wall, and he seems to be kind of organizing them. You see him kind of take one ink down, make room for another one. He's very carefully organizing this big rack of inks that's up on the wall.
Lovely. I'll find the front door.
Okay, you do so.
Get a little knock.
You hear kind of a little, one moment. Shuffles, opens the door, and you see the man that you're familiar with, the kind of hair pulled back, sort of thinning hair on top of his head in kind of a mullet style, very thin with tattoos all across his chest. Again, not wearing a shirt, doesn't seem to kind of be his thing to fully dress. He's got tattoos up and down his arms, all across his back, and he sort of looks at you for a moment. I recognize you from the other day.
Yeah.
I was looking for someone to mend my tools.
Yeah.
I never connected with your friends in Wamparani. Sam was reasonable enough with his prices to craft some new tools for me.
Oh, that's good news.
Didn't want to waste time trying to track down a stranger.
Sure, I'm sure you're very busy.
What can I do for you?
Well, I was interested in getting a tattoo, I suppose.
Sure.
I'm so, should I like make an appointment
No,
or like?
I don't care. Come in.
Okay.
And he leads you inside. He leads you to that studio space that you could see from the outside. A sprawling display of a lifelong artist. Everything from sketches, simple little pencil sketches, to full-scale portraits. A clearly designated space for his artisan tools, which includes needles, little rakes, hammers, simple medical supplies for cleaning, sterilizing, and aftercare. There's a rack on the wall, as you saw before, with all the different colors displayed, kind of pleasingly clustered based on their hue, with different tints, lightness, and darkness. There's a couple different seating arrangements as well, likely depending on what part of the body you're looking to get tattooed. One spot, there's a chair with like a little desk at chest height that looks like you could kind of put an arm up on it or a shoulder if he was looking to do your arms. And then there's another one that's like a cushioned bench with a circular pillow on one end that you could put your face in if you were getting tattoos done on your back. So he has a couple of different, or your butt, or the back of your leg. Or
Posterior.
Orba points, like, can I get my butt done there? So you see the seating arrangements, the sort of intricate detail of the studio allows you in to take a look around. Both of the sort of chairs and the bench sort of face out towards the big window. So not only is there plenty of light, you have a very sort of charming view to enjoy for the hours or however long that you spend here, depending on the sort of detail, intricacy of your request. So, what did you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking a flower, but I had some pretty specific thoughts on it.
Sure.
Also, I would love to just have a better idea of like your artistic style when it comes to floral stuff, just to kind of get an idea.
You can take a look around. There's all kinds of things. I also have a sort of sketchbook.
This is like a real
Previously used ideas from a number of different people. If you could pass that down.
Yes!
Get an idea of the kind of art style that you might want. I definitely have had people do flowers before. It's not uncommon. But you could give me in more detail the kind of flower that you like.
Yes,
I
I was thinking actually a feltast flower, if you knew what those
I
were.
think so, yes. Black tips on the petals.
Yes.
Yes.
Would it be too cumbersome to have 10 petals?
I think I could do that.
Okay. And then they typically have these really long like stamen that come out and then end in little bulbs.
Sure, yeah.
Can I have 5 little stamen?
5, alright. 10 petals.
awfully specific.
5.
You're having for life, you know. She turns back into a doll.
Do you want it to be just the outline of the flower, or do you want it filled in with colored inks? I can make the petals white, or we can just keep it as your skin color.
Well, I am quite pale, although I was thinking, like on my appendages, I get a little redder. So would white ink appear on?
It would.
An
After
appendage?
some time, it may start to fade a little bit, but it would stay for a while.
I do, however, like this one. That like style of how you
Sure.
did that. Can you tell me more about this one?
And he sort of gives it a look. He pauses for just a brief moment. Some of the people who work on the docks, some of the sailors, they get tattoos of storms, lightning, waves, indication that they've survived some kind of, difficult sailing expedition.
Oh, cool.
That way they have it as a kind of badge of honor.
Would it like almost like a tally mark? Like if you survived the multiple, would you get multiple?
Yes, I suppose.
Oh, that's fascinating. Do they get them like right here where people can see them so they can show it off and be like, I've survived this one, this one, this one?
Yeah, they like to show it off.
Interesting. Can I see if that's true?
Make an insight check.
Yeah. Of course
liar,
they do.
liar.
Insight? Oh my gosh, I never question people. Insight is 21.
21. You pick up on the fact that not only did it seemed very sort of lackadaisical, his response to that, after the sort of detail that he went into to begin with. And not only that, when you first kind of pointed to the drawing, he seemed to know what page it was almost before he even looked, like he started talking before he even got a total look at exactly what you were pointing at. Like, you almost thought he was anticipating having to explain it or having an answer ready. Like he had a
see.
He had something ready to go, even without sort of taking a moment to think about it.
Got it.
So you're not even sure that the story about the, them surviving a disaster at sea is necessarily what they get that tattoo for.
Right. Well, I guess my tattoo is also going to be kind of symbolic. So, do people usually go literal, like I survived a storm, like a tsunami, and like a cyclone?
I think it depends very much from person to person.
Okay. And Orba's gonna keep perusing, like taking her time looking through some stuff. Oh, that's cool. Also, do you do? I'm seeing all of these are just prints, obviously, but do you do any kind of like materials, like dusts? Can you like put those?
I have experimented with crystal dust, that kind of thing.
Really?
It looks very good, but only for a short while. It doesn't last very long. It tends to sort of fade quickly.
That's a shame. Quickly meaning like a month?
Yeah, like a couple of months.
I still think that sounds pretty cool.
You would have to provide it yourself.
Yeah.
It's not something that I keep here.
Great, that is something that I've got. I was thinking of putting it on my left hand. I was considering the palm, but I wasn't sure if it would wear off quicker or it would really hurt.
It wears off quicker on the hand, yes.
Then maybe the outside then?
It would stay longer, and unless you wear a lot of gloves, it would probably rub off quickly regardless.
No, I can't say that I do.
Okay.
Okay. And then, do you use anything else other than ink? Like, again, with the symbolisms and the stuff, do people bring stuff that isn't just traditional ink?
No.
Does that seem true?
Make an insight check.
Magic ink.
6.
Not that you can do.
No.
He seems very content sort of in his business here. I mean, you look around, there's nothing but ink that you see.
I was actually in my travels, like I said, we came from the south, and we ran into an alchemist who was theorizing or developing a theory about having myconid extract when you are some kind of a caster, like in your skin, and I wasn't sure if you could get like a tattoo with myconid extract in it.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
It's beyond my level
Seems
of expertise.
It seemed like he was in the very early stages of his curiosity, so I was just wondering if you had any...
Sounds like a good way to get someone to waste their money trying to get a tattoo that does nothing.
Fair enough, yes. Yes, that's true. Well, wonderful. Okay, I think I've decided. Yes, 10 petals doing the white with the black. Mm-hmm. The stymon, can that be... what color is my crystal?
You tell me.
I think it's like a light pink.
Isn't it on your... I can see your... What
Where's
is
my...
it? Yeah, I can see
my
your character
cursor?
right
I think
over
it's
there.
purple.
Too
I'm pretty
far.
sure
Is
it's
it purple? I was thinking that was like lavender. No,
I
my
think
hair's
it's like
purple.
Yeah.
Yours purple? But I thought
We can double check.
Looks green on the art.
Well, that's my bubbles.
Yeah, that's not the...
Oh, wow.
No, the bubbles are pink.
No, the
No,
bubbles are green.
Green.
Look.
What?
We can say that you tell him the color of your
Oh,
crystal.
it's
We will-
glowing. Okay. Well, light pink, like a.
I mean, again, if we can change that later if you decide.
And then on the tips of
Yeah.
the stymon, like I said, there's usually little bulbs of pollen. Can we have that be quartz? I have quartz dust.
Yes, you can.
Oh, that's gonna be so cool.
You have enough money, man?
So this
Yes, I was
is
about to
a
ask.
small size tattoo on the back of the hand, not a medium or large.
Yes.
And you're looking for a medium level of intricacy plus a special material.
Yeah.
So that will come out.
100 gold.
Only 2 colors of ink, yes, just white and black.
Well, no, the
Oh, and then
stymon's
the-
going to be the pink.
So 3 colors. 3 colors.
Boy.
This is going to come out.
Don't look at my shit.
Okay.
Mind your business.
Alright, fine.
Yeah, let Orba spend her gambling money.
If you're providing all of the quartz, the remainder would be 55.
Gold.
Yes.
And would it be one session, or would I have to come back for multiple sessions?
Could probably do it in one, but it would take a long time.
If we did it in multiple, would I have to come back like tomorrow?
Yes, or however many times you want. It just would split it up. I would say in total, it would take. Rolls for it actually on this guide.
An art roll.
It's gonna take 6 hours total, but you can break it up into multiple sessions. I wouldn't break it up into more than 3.
Okay.
So 3 sessions, 2 hours.
Got it. I
2
understand.
hours each per session.
And what time is it at the moment?
We'll say you got here like 12:30.
Can we do 3 now and 3 like tomorrow?
Sure.
55 gold?
Yeah.
Would you like that all now?
If you want to.
Okay.
Wow.
30.
It is cool. I'm cheap.
Kuznet's not gonna like it, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Kuzi's not gonna
it's
like
not his
it.
style.
I will go ahead and give him the gold.
Okay. He starts to sort of he sort of mixes some of the colors together, the inks. You see him start to like put things together a little bit. Getting everything ready. You can sit. I'm going to try and sketch out the flower on a piece of paper, show it to you, and then we will start.
Okay.
Have you gotten one of these before?
No.
So, start with a larger needle as an outline. We puncture the skin with a number of small punctures and push the black ink into the skin, and then we use what we call a rake. And he takes out a little tool that it looks like a very small rake, almost like for a little Zen garden, but on the end of it are very sharp needles. And when we're filling in the color, you place the rake down on top of the ink, and I tap it with a small hammer to push the ink in. It's an easier way to fill in a larger space. So for filling in the flower with the white ink, we will use the rake. Other than that, I will just use the needle.
Wonderful. Thank you.
It can hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right.
Do you mind actually, my friends that you saw me traveling with, do you have multiple copies of these, or should I return this to you?
You can take it. I'd like it back at some point, but you said you're returning for another session. Could you bring it back then?
Yes, is that alright?
That's fine.
Hopefully I'll have another customer.
Not a problem.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Give me maybe, you could stay here if you like, but just 30 minutes to prepare. Get the inks ready, make a sketch. You can leave and come back, or you can stay. I leave that up to you.
Okay, I will leave and be right back in 30 minutes.
All right, that's fine.
Thank you very much.
He starts, I mean, you can see in a sort of, when you met him the first time, it was in a very different state, and now you can see the gears turning. He's very sort of intricate and delicate. He has all his tools sort of laid out before him. He immediately starts to go into the process of like getting everything very carefully prepared as he sort of lays out the mat with the inks and the tools and things.
Cool.
Where are you headed after that?
No, I guess we're just gonna leave there and just kind of like take a breath, feel excited, and she's gonna go to the church.
Start to head in the direction
Yeah.
of the church. We'll go briefly back to the deck, where Graven and Beezaura sort of sore and nursing wounds, minor, superficial wounds as you lurch back, and even as you're approaching the deck, you can hear a little bit of the camaraderie happening inside with the windows open. There's certainly a table that's been sort of a number of like 5 or 6 people around one table, kind of clinking drinks, people patting Wilson on the back as you sort of approach.
Well,
Get a drink.
Push your way through the door, and a couple people kind of turn as you come in and kind of.
Well, if we already weren't popular, I guess can't get much worse.
now people think we can't even fight.
We can fight when it counts. We both know that.
It's true.
Just ask all those dead bodies.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Mohan's shed.
Should we get a drink?
Would you feel better if you put your armor back on? Or are you okay for now?
I'm okay.
Alright. A drink.
Flag down brick and get a couple of drinks.
What's
What's the local flavor again?
Yes, he has the all hands ale, 4 copper for all hands ale.
I'll buy this round.
Thank you.
8 copper then. Okay. Find a seat, kind of not on our own completely, but
but still a table to yourself.
Yeah,
not like sitting with other people. Yeah, that's fine. So guys have a moment here.
So,
you need any healing? Are you okay?
I'll survive.
Okay.
I was nervous about your fight there for a moment.
I wanted to make it look real.
Sure.
I think my tell got a little iffy at the end. The fact that I landed a few of those blows. I think I sold it. You definitely did. Good job.
Thank you.
I know you can fight well, Beezaura.
I know.
I'll take a long arch around to see if I see Hatchet over in the corner still.
It's still reasonably empty and you
Okay,
can
go on.
see him in his spot.
So,
Well,
do we just wait for Hatchet now?
no. I think we could... The other person that we pissed off, what's her name? Sanka.
Oh.
We could go have that conversation with her, I suppose.
She's going to ask me if I have any update, and
We just got something from Villapont, didn't we?
right, but she wants a body, and I don't have one yet.
Tell her that we're following up on things. I would like to know more about the body that was found there, and if we get any more attitude, we press the fact that we think that they are connected.
And possibly to number 2.
That's what they connected to number 2.
Oh.
Mr. 2. Mr. 2.
Mr.
Whatever.
2.
That it's connected
Sorry.
to Mr. 2, and that's why she should.
Different.
That's why she should be more
It's all
forthcoming.
connected to number 2.
Yeah. It's all a big number 2. And that's why she should be more forthcoming when we ask questions.
Okay. We can head there. It's fine.
Other than that, when did we say we were going to meet back in Nagarwas? I think it was tonight or tomorrow morning.
I think it was supposed to be this morning.
No, not that
No.
early.
I guess,
Well,
yeah, then tonight. Tomorrow.
Maybe we can. There's the big mail house there. We could
Send
send
them a
it.
message.
We could send a note. Tell them how poorly we've been doing here.
We'll definitely need a little more time, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Clink drinks. So where are you guys intending to go after? So you have your drink here.
I guess put our armor back on.
Yeah.
No? We're not meeting Hatchet right now.
I know, but everyone in this town just... We put people off. With our statures and our weapons.
You don't want to bring anything.
I have my magic.
Oh, well.
And you are the most fantastic fighter I've ever seen. You can hold
Fine.
your own.
We'll keep the armor off for now. We'll act a little more.
Inconspicuous.
Sure.
We've got at least one friend around here now. Cleaver.
True.
And his parents.
And Mohan may not be happy with us, but he'll always be there.
Yeah, he still likes you.
So, to Sanka's?
For now, yeah.
Alright.
Could the cold
Yeah,
mug
the
to the
mug.
bruises.
Pour it on top of my head.
You finish it. You sort of a very intentional glugging as you sort of prep yourself for returning to Sanguberti's place. And that is where we're going to end
my
tonight's stream.
No.
As we got a little
all over the
some
place.
got some things done here in the early hours of the day, but still some things on the horizon, obviously.
Yeah, he
I
killed a
can't.
guy.
You know
Threw some
what?
fights,
I
killed
don't
some
even
people.
fucking
We killed a guy.
know. That's
Dude,
not funny.
that guy's
Please don't-
dead.
Please
You
don't let me
fucking
think
roundhouse
He
kicked
was
that guy's head off.
I think this is replacing the
Drug
Benji
Please don't let
death
it be
mystery.
dead.
I think we're gonna
Please
be
don't-
more worked up about
Please
this.
don't let
This
him
is
be dead.
Navika-Pura.
That's so sad. That
A bunch
poor
of cops
guy.
are gonna show up to the Uber house being like, we're looking for a
Also,
murderer.
that's so sad. He barely
Now there you
threatened
go.
you. He barely threatened you.
Oh my
Oh my god.
I was
Wow.
waiting for when you said that you were gonna hit him. I was like,
Non-lethal.
non-lethal, and you were like, nah, we're good.
It wasn't even a
I was
thought.
focused. I was focused on running fast.
I want those earrings, you little shit.
The one earring, not even
Kill the
earring.
man for like 10 gold.
Oh my god.
Carlin22 also resubscribed while we were playing. So
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you so much.
Is that
your dad?
I didn't want to.
Thank you all so much for joining us as always. We will return next week. After next week, there's a break week.
Yes.
We have a little
Turkey
Thanksgiving
Day.
break. Enjoy
Thanksgiving.
enjoy Thanksgiving.
Hanukkah
So last week there will
starts that
be
Sunday.
an episode and then
Starts at Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Very
We have
early.
this Hanukkah.
Early.
Hanukkah is
Oh,
that night.
wow.
Very early.
So thank you.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Early Hanukkah.
we can wish next week.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah,
Let's not go crazy. Thank you guys so much, as always. Next week, 7 p.m.
Happy
Hopefully we'll start
everybody.
exactly on time next week. We did have a couple hiccups, but I think we ultimately did okay.
Yep. You can always feel free to tweet at Spectrum
Yeah,
saying
tell
to
them.
shut
Tell them
up.
you ruined my screen.
You expect them being like,
Spam, 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 spam.
Don't shut off our internet,
Koozni.
More like speculum.
Oh, yikes.
We should go now.
See you next week.
Night, everyone.
Bye.